can have an identity and a philosophy of who we are. Like our philosophy is to be tough, physical, and violent. So now you got to set that as an identity. Like you got to go out there and put that on film. I can talk it in the meeting, I can talk about it, but you got to go out there and show other teams and other coaches that we're the toughest, most physical, and the most violent team in the conference. And if we can make that happen, then we'll take the next step.
Awesome. Often forgotten, that third leg, that special teams, that kicking game. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to follow up, Coach, and ask you, obviously, many of us followed you as an athlete playing in the conference and then beyond. But I want to know, when you played, what was your favorite place to play? It has to be on the road somewhere.
Okay.
And why? And then now as a coach, is it different? Where is your favorite place to go and coach on the road? Obviously, the most important is home games, and we see that you stay around here. But outside of it, when you get into conference play, what are those two places?
Yeah, so for me, I would have to start with the Magic City Classic.
Okay.
I mean, whenever I come to Birmingham, they don't have the Birmingham, they don't have the light towers up. But before, when you see the old light towers, the steel structure, I mean, you just think Magic City Classic.
Okay.
Like, and I come to Birmingham quite a bit, whether it's recruiting. I fly to Houston, back out of Birmingham. That old gray lady, man, with the two lines in front,
does something too.
Yeah, I just get excited about coming to Birmingham. It's the Magic City Classic. So that's, to me, that's always the biggest game of the year. It's the most exciting place to play. Other than that, I think going to Southern, which we haven't played at Southern a whole lot, but we played there twice. And me being from New Orleans, my memories of Southern. My dad went to Suno, so they would always come to the Bayou Classic, and I would always root for Southern. So my first game ever in college in 1988 was at Southern.
Wow.
So I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to go to Southern. It's like the Bayou Classic. Man, they booing us. They throwing politician at us. The dorm was right there. Like, this is nothing like the Bayou Classic. I said, y'all are totally different. And so, and we go there the second game of the year. So I would say that's probably one of my favorite places to play, other than the Magic City Classic, is going down to Southern, because those fans are so passionate and they know football and they're going to be loud and they're going to talk bad to you. So it's like, it's a great place to play. So I'm saying that now, but interview me again after the game. I might be like, whoa. So.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Coach, aren't you unbeaten as a player and a coach in the Magic City Classic? Is that, or at least a high winning percentage?
Yeah, we lost one Magic City Classic as a player.
Okay.
And haven't lost any as a coach. Knock on wood.
So,
hope you didn't jinx me.
I'm sorry. I do that a lot. I do that a lot.
That's Brian. Leave it to Brian.
I do that a lot, unfortunately.
But that game is such a special game, man. It means so much to the people in the city, to us. I mean, the fans, and the game we lost. We won my first year, so I'm like, man, this Magic City Classic is a lot of fun. We lost my second year. I mean, the grits was cold in the cafeteria. You talk to your teachers, they like, you're like, oh, we better win this thing. So that is an important game to win.
Before we close out, we appreciate you taking time. I know you've got a lot of stops. I wanted to take a second and ask you, with some of the changes in the NCAA with roster sizes and management, with Alabama State, along with all of the SWAC schools opting into the house settlement, the roster sizes can increase up to 105. Does Alabama State, do you have intentions of meeting the maximum number of roster spots this upcoming season, or is it still a work in progress with your administration?
Yeah, so we'll have the maximum number of roster spots, but we won't have the maximum number of scholarships.
Sure, right.
So, up to me, I'm going to say, hey, give us 105 scholarships. Gotcha. Now, the administration will probably be a little bit now, but my AD Cable,
slow down.
Yeah, slow down, partner. Hey, hold up. Yeah, we got to pay for this. But our AD, Dr. Cable, man, he does a great job. We just had a meeting yesterday with the coaches, just explaining to us, to keep us in the loop of the changes that are going on and how it affects us. So, I mean, we'll be fully funded. I mean, our commitment to athletics financially, from the president, Dr. Ross, to the AD, to everybody on board, our academic people, it's truly, in order to win, the swarm is one aspect of it. I mean, you need the whole administration, the community, and everyone has to be involved. Just one football coach or one player, you can't win a championship. I mean, so we realize that we all have to swarm as one and pull together to get to our ultimate goal, which is to Atlanta and to win the HBCU national championship.
All right. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck to you and the coaches and players, and good health to everybody. And we look forward to seeing Alabama State this season. And who knows, we might see you all back in Atlanta at the end of the year. You're watching the BCSN Game Time, live coverage here of the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day. We'll be back in just a moment.
Boy, that championship in Montgomery would be interesting. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks.
All right. My pleasure. Appreciate you. Keep it up.
Good luck. All right. You want Mike or Mike? All right. Doc, you want to lead this one in? All right. You make sure because yours gets it. You had a good spot, kind of about right there. Don't get too. Yeah.
Too close.
No, right.
About right there.
That's about. Hold on. So good. Stay right there.
Right there. Mic check.
A little closer.
What's the time contract
Mic
on
check.
this?
No. I'm saying before we go live.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Wrong question.
How much? He said, "Pass, switch your headset. Give Commissioner a headset."
He didn't want.
Okay. Yep. How much do we have for the commercial?
I'm good. I just want to put my lip balm on.
Oh, you good?
I didn't want to be on.
Do it.
They want the lips to look shiny.
You do a mic check there. Doc.
Mic check.
Oh, okay.
Testing
You're
1,
good.
2,
You're
3,
good.
4.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yep. I am Dr. Cavill here with BCSN Game Time for the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day. I'm here with the commissioner, Dr. Charles McCullen, and the rest of the group here. We're going to have some updates. One of the first questions I think that has a lot of people's attention and certainly is excitement is in terms of the SWAC TV. First of all, the logo in terms of the branding of it looks really cool. But let's get into it. What was the impetus? What is the framing of the SWAC TV?
Well, we've been working on this for about 3.5 years. And obviously, when we unveil it, we want it to be done correctly. High definition.
Pull it up just a little bit.
High definition,
Perfect.
1080p,
Wow.
free. We are saying August 1st, but it's already available on Roku. So anybody's watching, go to your Roku station, download it. It's also available on Apple. So all of the other devices will have it up and running by the 1st of August. And we're going to deliver 45 football games. And we're going to have some Olympic sports as well. So all championships. But what it does is it puts every football game that we play on some form of television network.
That's
And
awesome.
we kind of followed the model of the SEC and the Sun Belt. We kind of stole some of their ideas and technology. We hired Steve from Gideo TV to put together an app. So let us know how it flows, how it functions. But, 1080 is going to be great. And we've been working on it for about 3.5 years. And also we think from a revenue standpoint, it's going to set us aside from everyone else.
Mike?
Yeah. Kind of building on some of the newer announcements. I heard you talking on a number of about this flag football thing. I know we're in football season, but I know we have one school, I believe, that has a flag football team. What are some of the next steps that you see coming with this flag football?
Well, the NFL is pushing flag football, and when you got a $1 trillion industry pushing something, typically,
It makes sense.
others follow. So you see it has become a part of an Olympic sport. I'm talking about the U.S. Olympic sports, not an Olympic sport within the NCAA.
Okay.
But I think that there is a push from the NCAA side. Currently, it's not a Division I sport. It's kind of multi-divisional, kind of like ice hockey is. So it's only one division. I think we'll continue to explore it. I think schools will continue to add. I think it's going to be something that on down the line, if it becomes a SWAC sport, you're talking 3, 5, 7 years from now. There's still, with the House settlement, with us having to make that payment, which is going to be $30 million over the course of 10 years, we have to continue to innovate and bring in revenue, which we think SWAC TV is going to be, a very good entity to assist us in doing it. There's going to be additional revenue that's going to be needed for name, image, and likeness because all 12 schools have opted in. So there's going to be additional scholarships that can be offered. So if a football program wanted to offer 105 scholarships, they will have that opportunity. So there are a lot of costs that are out there now that institutions are going to have to determine what's most important. Adding sports at this point, I don't think is going to be at the forefront. But one thing that I can happily say here, none of our institutions to this date have decided to cut sports. There have been others, even at the highest level. With all of this change, our institutions are dedicated to the 18 sports that we currently offer. I think it's going to be difficult to get a 19th sport added as a conference sport.
Yep.
But each individual institution will make that determination. I think flag football is here to stay.
All right. Thank you.
Coming from a NAIA school that actually offered flag football, and I mentioned this to the guys on all the shows, flag football is the next emerging sport in college athletics. And from a cost perspective, especially with all the other factors that you said, it's a very low cost compared to some of the other sports that we have. So I just wanted to throw that in, and I think flag football is a great opportunity especially for the young ladies.
He's talking to me like I'm responsible for flag football. That's a good pitch.
Right.
No, I'm just
Maybe the people that's over flag football that would make it a sport.
let me know when you want me to come speak to them.
I got you.
I can speak from experience. But getting back to this, talk about some of these new dynamics in the ever-changing landscape of college athletics. How settlement came in, it seemed like yesterday when we got that announcement, we're getting all these different changes. How do you keep up with this and get this information out to the athletic directors, the presidents, and other people so they can make the appropriate decision for their institution? Because this stuff changes every day, it seems like.
Well, one of the good things about being on basketball committee and being chair, it put us in the spotlight nationally from an NCAA's perspective. So I've been selected to serve on several committees. President Quentin Ross, which is our chair, he's the president of Alabama State. He's on the Division I board, and he's also on the finance committee. So there is nothing that goes through the NCAA that the tiny Southwestern Athletic Conference don't have say in. There's a group called the Division I Working Group. I'm a part of that group. We have been tasked to look at the rules nationally and make recommendations. So again, Tiny SWAC is a part of a group of 13 that's going to decide the future of the NCAA. Not a position that we've been in ever. So we are at the table, and I think that's significant. And the basketball committee gave us that platform, gave us the spotlight, and we have continued to enhance. And I think nothing goes on within the NCAA structure that not only we don't know about, but we don't have some say.
Dr. McClellan, I hear you saying tiny SWAC in there, but the SWAC is one of 3 conferences in the FCS to all schools opting into the House settlement, which I think is significant. It's major. It's huge.
Well, not to interrupt you, I think they kind of followed us when we made our announcement.
So we were the first. The SWAC, I would say we. The SWAC was the first.
As a matter of fact, you asked that question.
I can't say we, right?
At my last meeting, NCAA President Charlie Baker came, and it was the day that we announced. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "That's a good job, Charles. That's game changer." That's from the NCAA president.
Wow.
And we were at a commissioners meeting. We had FBS Power 4 commissioners coming to say, "Thank you, SWAC, for being a leader."
Okay.
And I think, and I apologize again for cutting you off, that announcement was so significant. What it says is if the SWAC is doing it, then everybody else needs to get on board. And that's what the NCAA president was inferring when he said what he said.
Wow.
So I'm glad you said that and framed that, because my question was going to lead to, we understand even within the SWAC, the athletic budgets, it's a wide disparity in our conference and even among HBCUs and FCS. So if you could just kind of maybe give it a background on opting in for everybody looks like what, because everybody's revenues are different, everybody's expenditures are different, but for my understanding of the House settlement, everybody is every school has to pay an equal amount. No, see, there we go. I'm so explain. I'll get out the way and let you kind of explain and break that down for everybody.
One of the challenges that I've had as commissioner is try to explain scale.
Okay.
And I don't think I've done a really good job. People compare us to the SEC, right? Well, we're not the SEC, but on scale, we have the same impact with revenue distribution to our schools. And on scale, we're going to have the same impact on name, image, and likeness. So for example, it's based upon the amount of revenue that you have that you can give. So the max is 20.5 million. But if you look at the SEC, Texas A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma is going to have more money than, let's say, a Vanderbilt or another school. So the same scale is going to apply within the Southwestern Athletic Conference. There are going to be some schools that can give more, and there's going to be some schools that can give less. The key is that we're going to be able to give. If you opt out, you do not have that opportunity to give. Therefore, you're going to be left behind. So a school might only have X amount of dollars and they might have a minimal impact, but that impact is going to be greater than a school that hasn't opted in and can't give. So when we go out and recruit, we've cut out a lot of the negative recruiting. Well, you don't want to play for SWAC. They're not that competitive. Well, we got a championship game that's third in viewership. We have a national championship game that's fourth of all pre-New Year bowl game, and there's a significant payout. So you get a chance to go on TV. So there's no negative recruiting there. Well, what's the difference between the SWAC and the other 11 FCS conferences? We're giving name, image, and likeness. We're on national television. We started our own television network. We're playing in front of sold-out crowds. We're sending individuals to pros. As a matter of fact, the NFL was here yesterday talking to our student athletes about going to the combine. We're the only FCS conference where NFL was physically here talking to our student athletes. So we are attacking this notion of our players are not getting the opportunity. Okay, let's get the NFL here and explain what needs to go on. This is who the Southwestern Athletic Conference is. But you again have to look at it on scale. So what's a $100,000 payout in the SWAC is probably the same as a $10 million payout in the SEC when you start looking at scale. And the last piece of that is we did not put any caps. There are some FCS conferences that are putting caps to say, well, we're not going to give any more than this for an individual player or an individual position. What we're saying is we want the market to naturally dictate what the cap is. We want the market to naturally dictate how much a quarterback is worth in the SWAC, how much an offensive tackle is worth in the SWAC, how much a point guard is worth in the SWAC, and then let the market determine that. And then with all of the initiatives that we have, one of the things that we're talking about in our 3-year strategic plan is creating and pulling some of these dollars from these new initiatives to distribute back to our schools specifically for name, image, and likeness to try to even the playing field.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, one last question as we allow you to move back. Looking at it from the revenue distribution with the SWAC TV, you talked about how that could be a game changer in terms of revenue. One of the things we understood about the House settlement in terms of each Division I program that opted in terms of what they had to pay into the settlement. When you talk about revenue distribution, last year was the highest level that you openly spoke about that the SWAC was able to distribute back to the institution. How does that look for this year?
Great question. Our settlement as a conference over the course of 10 years is $30 million.
Okay.
So each school was on the hook for some $280,000 odd dollars. We were able to help supplement that and defer that. There were 6 institutions that received more distribution this year than they did last year,
Okay.
with even having to pay money back to the seller. The numbers are going to be
Even with paying money back.
even
to
with
the,
paying money back to the
That's key.
seller.
Wow.
Everyone got close to what they got last year, but there were 6 schools that got more.
Okay.
Our distribution this year was more than what it was last year, and that is the responsibility of the conference to go out and generate these dollars to be able to put back. The reason why you didn't hear the Southwestern Athletic Conference jumping up nationally about us not wanting to pay money back, us saying that the dollar amounts and this whole structure is too much, because we had a plan. And that plan was revenue generating to be able to help offset a lot of this to where our schools do not feel it as significant as other conferences. So when you look at the 990s, I'm on the internet a little bit. I try to stay off of it.
It's a dangerous
But I
place,
know-
Doc.
yeah, I know it's
Dangerous
real
place.
bad.
Gotta be careful.
But I know they pull our financials. We don't have liabilities. We paid off all
Yeah.
of our bills, right? All of our dollars outside of our operating expenditures go back to our schools. So the money that we generate with SWAC TV, and by the way, we have some stellar consultants that helped us put this together, that's going out to help us identify our value. We have top of the line lawyers and consultants now that are assisting us in valuations, what our brand is worth, going out, soliciting, and bringing in those dollars. There is a significant amount of additional revenue that is projected to be made from SWAC television that enhances our brand and allows us to have a far greater level of control of our brand and of our incoming revenue. If we do the things that we're supposed to do, revenue is not going to be an issue. Now, again, I'm talking about scale. As much money as you give these schools, they're going to spend. You look at that from a Power 5 perspective. So I'm not saying that, but we are not going to be afraid of the changing NCAA structure and the cost of being Division I, because we have made a commitment that we are going to be one of the premier conferences in the nation.
Yep.
And we're not going to let dollars hinder us from doing what's best for the overall product of the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Appreciate you, Charles. Know you got to make your rounds, move around. I do want to take a point of privilege and say, I know your time is valuable in terms of doing a year, and you find a way to get to all the presidents, ADs, see multiple games, very open presence. But thank you for finding time to come to Texas Southern University and visit with our students this spring. Extremely important in terms of the HBCU Sports Symposium series that we're able to bring, and helping me align and bring some of the ADs to talk to them.
Well, I think it's important. I'm SWAC. I was born SWAC. Mother and father went to Alcorn. So if I went for Alcorn,
He is SWAC. There
right.
he is.
So
I am SWAC.
yeah, I am SWAC, and that is what we're supposed to do. I think, my personal story of, going to Prairie View, no scholarships, not getting opportunity to fulfill my dreams to play basketball, staying there, becoming athletics director, moving over to Texas Southern, moving over to conference commissionership is an important, story to be told.
Absolutely.
And I think it's
Without
part of my
question.
responsibility. So all of those opportunities I embrace and want to do more.
Thank you, Charles McCullen, the commissioner of the SWAC. This is BCSN Game Time. We'll be right back after this next break.
Big SWAC.
Except me.
Except you.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
That was a good one, man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Great information.
I heard. I know. I heard. I said it.
Where's
What's going on? Good. I'm good. Appreciate you.
What's up? Oh, there you go. Okay.
how you doing, AD Robinson? Brian Paul, pleasure.
Wrong brand, but right color. I like that. Hold on, right there.
All right.
Oh, is that the digital? Here, come over here. Come over here. Let me.
Pink slip.
All right.
You got your phone?
he stands by, y'all know I'm running.
Hey, Roy, let's make sure the mics are off during the.
Told me I look good in the blue.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Everybody want to be a national champion.
Did yours come up? Mine didn't come up
Hey,
yet.
I went into the transfer portal.
Right.
I'm back out, but I went there
I did go
right
there.
after that chair. I can leave it.
Okay.
I will. This is Dr. Ville with BCSN Game Time. We have the Director of Athletics, Vice President of Athletics at the Jackson State University, Ashley Robinson. I had a chance to work with him directly over the many years and stuff like that, but the data spoke. And so let me say congratulations live in terms of being ranked on Dr. Ville's Inside the HBCU Sports Show, and you came on and talked to us as Major Division HBCU Athletic Director of the Year. I know you've gotten other awards, but want to recognize that from you. But let's speak about that. The reason that you were able to attain that award, at least based on the points, right, in terms of your peers, is the work that you're doing at Jackson State University. And a lot of that is the forefront in leading things. The first person I heard when it came out there in terms of NIL preparing for this new world is introducing to your fan base a increase in the ticket price where part of that money was going to go directly to your athletes as well as the band.
Right.
Talk a little bit about why that was important and how that came to fruition.
I mean that was very important. Now, you look at the landscape of athletics, and we started talking about this stuff 1 or 2 years ago. You saw other institutions what they was doing, and you got to have some strategic planning in place, to be successful when they're talking about supporting your student athletes. All our institutions opt in, so it's an opportunity for us to support, but we have to do our job as administrators. So that starts with me, and I tell people a lot, all the time, it starts with us. I have a really, really good staff. I have a good support system at Jackson State, and all the awards and all the accolades we've had is because of all the people around me. It's not about Ashley Robinson. It's about Jackson State as a whole. It's about our coaches. It's about our student athletes. It's about our staff. It's about our president. It's about our alumni. It's about our supporters. It's about the community. It's about, everybody coming together as one to support Jackson State. And that's why we are successful. So those awards and everything that, I've received is because of the people that I have around me. I have good staff. I have good people. Great coaches, and it's my job to give them what they need to be successful. So that's one of the things that we did from an NIL standpoint is we added a convenient fee to our season tickets and also a convenient fee to our single tickets as well. And we use that to support, NIL, and not only just, the athletics, but also the band. The band's a big part of Jackson State. It's a big part of what we do. If you know any tradition of Jackson State University, when you bring those two together, you're talking about very, very successful. So we wanted to continue to build on the tradition of Jackson State, but we wanted to blaze new trails. So that's one of the things that we put in place, and that we're very excited about it. It's going well. I was going really, really well. Our alumni supported that initiative very, very well. So we're very excited about that, and we continue to put things in place and do some strategic planning in this athletics world now. So we got to make sure we put some things in place to support our students.
Yeah, you even leaned on me for NIL opportunity that we were able to make work in terms of the HBCU Las Vegas Classic. We'll talk a little bit more about it, and we'll let you see that when it hits the stage. But yeah, he leans on everybody.
That's right.
I will mess with him a little bit here. I know you take care of your staff and your people, and you shout them out, and you take care of them in terms of making sure that they feeling good. But I told him there was a little something that came with the AD award this year,
Right.
and that your people might come back and ask you where's their dinner or whatever. So if they ask him for a second one, because I know you already did one,
Right.
that's why it's coming up. You're like, what is this talking about?
Right.
Well, just wanted to jab you a little bit about that. But let me go to Brian.
AD Robinson, you have I feel like you're really out front setting the standard to speak in terms of how
standard is a good word now because we are the standard.
Let's see.
We are the standard.
I know I'm going to get in trouble. It's going to be a soundbite somewhere along the line. No, I'm not. But no, in terms of I see so many schools comparing what is happening at Jackson State. And I'm most interested in how you, from an administrator, work with your university and maybe taking us behind the scenes on what that looks like, because you're accomplishing so much. And I know a lot through just working with Dr. Cavill that none of that happens without university support.
That's right.
So if you could talk and maybe share what you can about the relationship that you have with your university and how all that works to making Jackson State the eyes of so many people within not only the FCS but just among the HBCU and SWAC.
Right, and that's a great question. I think when you start talking about the things we're doing at Jackson State, I tell people this all the time. If you track the tradition of Jackson State been doing this a long time. We had some years that 4 or 5 years during that time. I think the 2013 to 2018, but we had some years that we was down. I was charged to come back in 2018 to build the tradition of the program. And my theme was building on tradition and blazing new trails. And you're talking about the support. You talk about, anytime you're talking about Jackson State, if you're not talking about athletics, regardless of who you are, everybody understands that. They understand the tradition of Jackson State. They understand the history of Jackson State. They understand when you talk about football, that's Jackson State University. So you're talking about, bringing people together and communicate. And I believe in communicating. I live and breathe off my 5 C's. And, number one is change. We don't like change, but we have to make sure that we meet with our constituents, meet with campus leaders. Because I tell my campus, we can't be successful without every area, whether it's housing, whether it's financial aid, whatever that piece is, everybody has to come together as one to make sure we're successful. Community service. We have to get out in the community. We have to make sure, that the community understands what Jackson State is about. We have to be visual and customer service. None of us like to have customer service, but you can't do anything without customer service. You got to have customer service. And then when you do all 3 of those, that brings the commissioner cup and that brings championships. But you have to do those 3. Those 3 are very, very important. And people don't understand those P. And customer service, regardless of what you're doing, you got to have good customer service. Sometimes it only takes one time.
Yes, sir.
It only takes one time, one impression. So you got to make sure you're on point. I tell my staff and I tell people all the time, Jackson State is so big in Mississippi. And if you don't feel like being bothered, stay home. Don't go to the store. If you work at Jackson State, you're going to get a conversation. People are going to talk. When you go to Walmart, when you go anywhere you go, you got to be prepared to talk about it. And it could be that one time that you're not prepared. And it's like, hey, man, athletics was rude, the head coach was rude, the AD was rude. So I'm always, always thinking about that. You got to be one up when it comes to things like that, because you got to always be prepared. And that's one of the biggest pieces that, we work at Jackson State is we got to communicate together. And we don't have to get along. I tell people every day, there's a lot of things that, hey, I think this way. I'm looking at results. What can we do to bring this thing together? What can we do from a financial aid standpoint? What can we do from a housing standpoint? What can we do from an academic standpoint? What can we do? Let's bring everybody in the room, because you cannot be successful without your campus leaders. And and we do a really good job at Jackson State working together, and we have to communicate. And with all these tough times and changes with the NCAA, the opting in, the NILs, we have to educate. We have to educate. And that's what a lot of ADs don't understand is you have to get in there. You have to educate your people. You got to let them know what it is. And if we're not serious about what we're doing, this is what's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
And if we're serious about what we're doing, you're going to see the results on the field. And we got to keep pushing that. And those are some of the things that's just like coaches. I tell my coaches all day, if you're not at my door, if you're not asking for something, I'm worried about you, because I know on our level, we don't have everything what we need to be successful. So if you're not continue to say, hey, see, so these are some of the things I want to do moving forward. This is the vision I have for the program. I tell my coaches, when you're quiet, I'm worried about you. I'm very worried about you. And I like aggressive coaches. I like coaches that's going to go in and work and do what they need to do. And we and it's going to be some tough times. I tell people that what you do during those tough times. What are we going to do? Are we going to work together as one? Are we going to sit in the room where you can say what I tell my coach? You can say whatever you want to say to me, but when we leave the door, we're going to be on the same page. And that's what it's about. It's not about Ashley Robinson. It's not about walking around with a shirt or tie. It's about these coaches and these student athletes and giving them what they need to be successful. You want to be successful in athletics. If you're not a servant, you're in the wrong profession.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
AD?
Dr. Robinson,
Yes, sir.
number one, I always kid you because I can, because if you weren't successful at what you were doing, I wouldn't be kidding you because nobody
Right.
would even catch
That's
half the
right.
jokes that we be shooting back and forth at each
Right,
other.
right.
But you've
Very true.
been successful in successful program, successful off the field, and some of the things you do.
And
But
multiple
even
institutions too.
yes, multiple institutions. But even with that success, there's still opportunities for growth.
That's right.
So going off of Dr. Cavill giving you the ranking, the top ranking, still, what are some of the things that you still look to improve on so that you can maintain that title and
Right.
the envious position of other people in the SWAC so that you can remain out front? What are some of the areas that you look to improve on this upcoming year?
You know,
That's 2-time winner, 2 out of the last 3 years.
that's right. So we got to improve on the infrastructure. We got to do some things infrastructure wise to make sure that our facilities are upgraded. We got to do some things when it comes to NIL, when it comes to supporting our programs and making sure we're giving our coaches, that latitude to do what they need to do. We got to improve on meeting those benchmarks when it comes to opting in. Those are huge benchmarks when you come to different sports and what you can and can't do and those things. So those are 3 areas that you talking about infrastructure. We got to get that. I'm a big structured organization guy. We got to come up with a strategic plan, and we've had some things in place. Right now, we have the 40 by 40 campaign. We have the Building Champion Fund that's out there. So we're doing some things differently. One of the things different I wanted to do is, for Labor Day weekend, we're always at some classic. So we've created a classic on campus this year, and we'll be home against Hampton. We're doing something different. Hope Credit Union Labor Day Classic, and when I say Hope Credit Union Labor Day Classic at Jackson State, you know what that means, right? That means we're going out in the community and we're creating revenue and building a community to do some things and naming those classics and bringing things home so we can do more things to support our student athlete. So I'm tasked with, my biggest piece is, I gotta go find the revenue. I got to go find the sponsorships. I got to go build more relationships in the community, more relationships in the state of Mississippi, more relationships in the nation, in the United States to support Jackson State athletics and tell people what we're about. And that's the biggest task. And I think, once you create that revenue and you come in and do what you need to do, everything else falls in place. You've got the right coach in place, and no doubt I feel like we have all our head coaches. I'm very, happy and successful with them. So I got to do my job now, and that's the biggest pieces. I got to go out and create more opportunities for NIL and more revenue-based opportunities so we can support our coaches and student athletes.
Well, you got 11 institutions trying to chase your heels down. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. Last question, Mike.
Yeah, Ashley, good to see you. Sitting next to you.
Obviously, you look good in that blue
obviously,
light,
I'm wearing blue, but not by design.
I got you.
I was in the transfer portal a few years ago. That little thing that happened with Prairie View A&M, but I'm back out now. So like Dr. Cavill. So
well, I know they give you $10. I got 12.
You got 20. I'm giving you 20,
I can give you a
25.
$2 raise.
Appreciate it. Doc, don't give me nothing. So grief. But anyway, we talked about, your awards, but, you talked earlier about your stakeholders. You talked about, the faculty. You talked about the administration. You talked about the players. As you go into 2025, tell us, some of the ways you're going to really engage those other stakeholders, and that's the fans, the alumni. Tremendous job up to this point. Probably one of the most engaged alumni and fan base that you have. Right. Can you tell us what are some successes? What are some of the next steps to make sure that they stay engaged as well?
Right. Well, I think one of the biggest pieces is one of the things that alumni asked me to do is bring more classics to Jackson. And that's what we're doing. We just signed a 3-year deal. I don't know, with Tuskegee. Tuskegee would be a classic every year. We use that at WC Gordon Classic. They would be on campus, and I think that's a great matchup. And also, we would start doing some things for Labor Day weekend each year. And that's one of the initiatives that we want to do to keep revenue base here. Our fans travel, and I tell them all the time, I'm not really concerned about, the other games except the 5 home games. I need 50,000 out of all 5 home games. We travel. Now we're gonna travel. We're gonna be there and do a lot of things, but we've done a lot of traveling the last 5 or 6 years. So I wanted to make sure that we bring some games home, bring some classes home, create some revenue there, be able to sell some sponsorship, create some inventory. I tell people you can't have sponsorships and do things without the inventory. So we're creating some inventory and creating some space and creating some naming rights and creating some classic names and things of that nature so we can bring that revenue in. And we're doing that. That's one of the newest things that we're doing, that we're working on. One of the things we talked about this earlier, we have the 40 by 40 campaign. I tell people, if you just sit down and think about the 40 by 40 and people at JSU by 40, you're asking 50,000 alums to get $40 a month. If you do the math, if you do that consistently in a 12-month base, you can support your athletic program and do it on a day-to-day basis and do what you need to do. And then on the Building Champion Fund to support our facilities, we ask $50,000 to give $10 a month. And that's a 12-month campaign that we're working on. And the biggest piece is it's a training process, but it's also an educational process and teaching your alums on how to give. Sometimes it's not about how much you give. It's about the volume of people that give. So if you get 50,000 people to give every single month to athletics, you think about some of the things that they will give. And not just, I tell people, I'm not just advocating for athletics. If you 50,000, just give to Jackson State University. Give to the college you graduated from. I mean, give to the institution. If you think about if all 50,000 come together and give, Jackson State has no problem. So that piece is educating them, and our people like to see, and when I got here, I said, hey, you got championships now. You're seeing some of the things we're doing in facilities. So now I gotta lean on you to make sure that and put some pressure on you. Say, hey, I need your support. And there's no time other than now that we need support, for our alumni and our fan base and the community with all the different things that's going on and the landscape of athletics. So we gotta have that support now. So just creating that environment, creating some things to show them what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We're show fans. We got to see something. We got to win something. We got to show people. So I think we've done a really, really good job of winning championships. And now we're working on taking this thing to the next level and showing people that it can be done. And my biggest deal, and I say this everywhere I go, I want to show people it can be done at HBCU. That's the part that I'm tired of people saying what we can't do. We come together as one. We can do a lot of things, and we can support a lot of things.
Right.
So that's one of my biggest goals, and that's why I'm here. I'm here because I want to be here. I've had opportunities every single year, but I love Jackson State. I love my community. I love my alumni. I love my supporters. I love my coaches, and I love sitting here saying people telling me what it can't be done. Ain't no way you're gonna get that done at Jackson State. Ain't no way you're gonna get that done at a Prairie View. There's no way you're gonna get that done at a Valley. And all that we can show that those things can happen. And we've done that. So we just got to make sure that sustainability piece and being being sustainable and keeping this thing together. And that's the biggest initiative that I'm working on this year.
Yep. They spoke, you listened, and put it into fruition. Awesome.
Right. With that, we'll close out here and get prepared to take this next break. But before we do that, you talked about the W.C. Gordon Classic against Tuskegee.
Right.
This year, you were able to come down to Texas Southern University and visit with our students.
Right.
The VP of Athletics, and I appreciate that. But now we're taking the HBCU lecture series on the road symposium.
Right.
And our first stop is going to be at Jackson State for that W.C. Gordon on that Friday. So people were announcing it here. Look for that coming. We'll have at least 4 of them this year throughout the fall football season going to different campuses. But our first stop is going to be that Friday in Jackson, Mississippi at Jackson State University under the guidance of Ashley Robinson putting together. So look for more information so you can be a part of it. We're excited to have you, and thank you for everything you're doing. That is Ashley Robinson, Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics at Jackson State University, the Jackson State University, as they like to say around that part. And we're BCS Game Time. We'll be right back after this next break.
There we go.
Roy, let's keep up. That one. You know what
I'm ugly on that side.
I'm saying?
This side.
Is it? Sandy and Steph?
No.
We're good. Okay. We're on that thing. Let's see it. Look at it. Just know the eyes. They run out. Yeah, that's right. And they're running out. And I was.
Thank you for interviewing me today.
We might be. Roy, the mic's alive, right? Okay. Right. He set me up for the win. He set me up for the win. Yeah. That's the proof for that ball. Hey, and we're back here live from the SWAC Media Day, and I'm here with Ms. Stephanie Robertson and Cindy Cates of the Alabama Virtual Academy, which is a K-12 school, and K-12 is one of our sponsors here with the Black College Sports Network, and we are here to ask them some powerful questions. First of all, tell us about the Alabama Virtual Academy and the new Legends Academy that we started here.
I'll take that, Dr. Robinson. So currently in the state of Alabama, Stride K-12, we have 3 schools. We have ALDCA, which is Alabama Destinations Career Academy. That school is tied with Chickasaw City Schools down near Mobile. We also have the Alabama Virtual Academy, which is with Eufaula. And now we have a brand new school coming on, Legends Virtual Academy, with, of course, Tuscaloosa County.
And talk to us a little bit more about the new school, Legends Academy.
Oh goodness, now he's really pulling my heartstrings. I do love sports. I did spend a little time serving with the Alabama High School Athletic Association, their board. So that just enthralled my love of sports, and I spent some time brick and mortar. So I love all things athletics, all things sports. But we're opening this new virtual academy. It's called the Legends, and it is going to be part of our K-12 schools. It's going to start off with a K-11 sprint, and then they'll add the senior in time, and it will also have all the access to all the things. And Ms. Cates is over the Career Tech Center, and they'll have access to those programs as well.
Yeah, our career tech schools, we're going to service all 3 of them.
Okay, so that's a good thing. So in essence, your students are here in Alabama, full-time virtual, their opportunity to get on-the-job training, their opportunity to get training outside the classroom. We just met with Sedesco today, and Sedesco talked about those what we call durable skills and soft skills. How do you guys feel that we have the ability to coordinate and transfer those type skills throughout our students in our unique virtual platform?
Well, I do think we can do that throughout all of our courses that we offer, just the general ed, but also our career tech courses and things like that. We have 7 programs that we offer. Will be offered to 3 schools, and really getting our kids job ready. So in the skills that we teach, yes, in the course of study, right? We got to do that for the state of Alabama, but then also just virtually having them come to classes, work ready, the way they dress, the way they talk, the things that they do, then preparing resumes, things like that. But ultimately getting them out there with, like Sodexo, for opportunities outside of this virtual world that we have.
And so, and the one thing we do like about this opportunity space is the fact that in the state of Alabama, we can get it back to this, so we talked about multiple places, Tuskegee to UAH, University of Alabama, Huntsville to Stillman, and so now it gives you got some unique opportunity to serve students across the state of Alabama in a unique way, no matter where they are.
So I would love that. And the word opportunities is just a big word for me. We are a virtual school, which means wherever you are, you have the opportunity for learning. A lot of our kids travel. A lot of them play sports outside of the state. So we have those opportunities. But at the same time, and Ms. Cates has not mentioned this, she's really big on developing partnerships with the colleges and universities. So our kids have the opportunities for this dual enrollment. So we are a public school. Everything that someone offers in the brick and mortar, we're offering that as well. So we want our kids with those opportunities, not just the virtual at home, but if there's a community college in your area, open the doorway, find those opportunities. We have partnerships with them, and we recognize those dual enrollment courses as well.
Now, the one thing that you and I talked about earlier is super exciting is that it's super exciting is about the partnership with Shelton State, and our kids have the opportunity to have dual enrollment. Also, though, that pathway to get you to Honda, Hyundai, and Mercedes inside that automotive training process. That's what we really wanted to see. And you talked about that ability to walk out of your living room and get at the Shelton State into the program, apprenticeship. How did you go about building that partnership, and what makes it the ideal partnership for our schools?
Well, the great thing about the partnership, honestly, we've worked with them dual enrollment outside of leaving the virtual and going to Shelton State, but our students showed up there. They really came out, and Shelton State, some of them work for Shelton State now. And so that built the reputation of our students. And so with them, we are doing the first in the state where they're offering it to students throughout the state. And our own teachers will be the adjunct professors teaching our students within our virtual setting. So one class that we're offering will offer the high school credit, 6 hours of college hours, and then also a certification possibility in one course. So the opportunities are improving daily.
So we're continually talking about how do we become job ready. As you see all of the young people here today, you see young people here in this AV space. And as we wrap up in this segment and talking about the virtual education, I truly believe we have a unique opportunity to be great, to produce job-ready students, not only for the state of Alabama, but for the United States as a whole. And, but, lastly, congratulations. I think we're doing a great job. And with K-12, Howard Schools here in Alabama, and the new Legends Academy, we're about to be really good. And you two are got to be fabulous on the front line. So thanks again for coming out, and we look forward to seeing you guys next year, SWAC Media Day, same time, same place, and now we're off to commercial. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Roy, ain't up the rope. Step it on the screen. I gotta wait to find out who comes to that. All five. There's 3 of them, so it's gonna be 2 of us. So you put coach, 2 players, and 2 wings. Ben Calvin. On the end. So y'all gonna go to the 3 or something? We're gonna put them on the end. So answers one right. I'll use one right. So I'll keep it. Two players are here. Yes, they're gonna be on the end. And we can take this shot up. So this is too long. Yeah, I'm trying. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to. This is not gonna be that tight. Yes, yes. Black College Sports Network. Black College Sports Network. No, one on each side. Yeah. One of y'all on. We're gonna put the 2 players on either side. Okay. Where do you need me? What position? Which player? Quarterback. There. Sorry, man. It's it really ain't gonna make a difference. Both of y'all. He's the quarterback, you know. Look. Coach in the middle. Right. I like to put my offense on this end most of the time. It's not pretty good. I really love it.
I understand.
KJ. I see AJ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mark Stocks. That's not y'all coach. Those guys. Like I don't know. I hope your coach done went down there. That's some snacks. The snacks out front. Boy, I see your coach's snacks.
He's probably up there sleeping. He's ready to get on the airplane. Nah, he definitely is ready to go back. Oh, yeah. No, don't stop.
don't know. Because y'all was scoring a lot of points. Y'all was scoring almost like 30 points a game. Yeah.
I won't hurt you too bad. No, just what are your goals for the season coming in? That kind of thing.
Where are you guys based out of?
Here, well, in Atlanta.
Okay. Where are you guys based out of? Oh, KJ Cooper.
KJ Cooper and DeMarcus Thompson. Still can't find him. Okay. I don't think we're still waiting on either one. So
we're doing all these other interviews.
Carlos, what you guys looking like? What do they say? Okay. Oh, that's what they did. Okay, so that's what the problem is. That's why we got the dead time. Apparently they started late. I didn't get anybody else. So the two people that submitted their information. So. Okay. So, they ready? Oh, okay. What's going on, Doc? Listen, we'll wait till you coach up. We're not going to hold you guys up. Appreciate it. And give y'all some time. Carlos, probably at 8. Come on, Zach. Doc, you want to come sit here on this? We need to get something over. You're going to kill it. Let's just wait. We just going to wait for them. We're going to wait. But we're going to do something now. Just to get something on. We got to get off. The commercial's been running too long. Bring that head to the side. Yeah, just be the three of us.
I tell you what, a lot of people talk about
Actually, with the rappers and stuff,
we'll do that one too.
Oh, okay. And then give it back.
Giving back unconditionally. That's always that's controversial, I guess.
Doc, can you jump in or you? Oh, okay.
Check one. Mike, check. You need me to move?
No, he good. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Doc, you can hold off if you want to. Mo Carter, come on, sit down, Mo Carter.
Southern Night.
Oh. Right. That's what we. Huh? Yeah, that's why I was asking. We got to get the thing set so that we can get your stuff. That's why we was wondering when we were just trying to check the mic, but we need to get somebody in. And so let's do this, and then we can set. Once we get the next set of coaches in, we can do that with you. So.
Yeah, they running all over the place.
Oh, it's under your chair. That should be. There you go.
Have y'all talked to any ADs?
Yeah, we talked to a couple ADs.
Truck.
Okay.
Truck. See if Banks
Rodney could come on. Rodney, who I was talking to, Southern ADs.
Yeah, they just went out there, I think, to eat.
Banks said he coming back on. Oh, the politics.
What happened?
Okay, there we come.
They do have a tough job, though.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BCSN Game Time Show. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. We have got a lot going on, guys. It's SWAC Media Day. It's the kickoff of college football as far as we're concerned and getting things going and getting moving. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we've heard about today. Let's start with the SWAC Television Network. Doc, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a game changer. I think a lot of folks had interest in this, but to the commissioner's credit, in my opinion, he wanted to make sure it was done right. So he said they've been planning on it for 3-4 years, 3.5 years, I think, to be exact. And he was working with those that have done it before. So which speeds up the time, but also makes sure that some of the things that you may have headaches, you don't have as many of them because you haven't known. So he has a consultant involved. He said he reached out and talked with Commissioner Sly of the SEC, which is a power broker in this. The financials that he's going to get in terms of supporting sounds significant. So what I was amazed when you think about last year, when you talked about the state of the SWAC financially, where it was, is that it was above a couple of the FBS programs.
Okay.
And so if you add this to it, that means you start to push up even more. So with the changing landscape, the ability to navigate it in a financial way that you don't get behind, I think is significant, which means you get to kind of push forward. So that's the biggest thing I came out of it. In the number of games, 42, and talking about all sports moving forward, I think it's significant with the fans who have always had an interest of following this. And now you're answering their need such a way that they'll be able to see SWAC programs, not only their own, but other games as well, which really creates a unique framework for the fans of the SWAC and HBCU sports. So I think it's incredible.
Carlos?
I want to piggyback and talk what Dr. Cavill was talking about. You often talk about strategic planning, short term, then long term, and then in between. It seems like Dr. McClellan has that down. I just heard you say strategically a 3, 4, 5-year plan. And so make sure they want to get everything done right, dot the I's and cross the T's. And I agree. I think it's a game changer because the cultural climate we're in now for sports-wise, we can tell our story better than anyone else can.
Absolutely.
And to have that piece of that component going on right now, that is a game changer. Dr. McClellan has done a outstanding job in his staff. So I think bigger and brighter days are ahead.
One of the things.
And you add in the ADs, vice presidents of athletics. Obviously, we had Ashley, who ranked number 1. But you have a lot of the other ADs here, and they're doing incredible work. Working with the conference as a whole, right, from a macro level, but then you look at the micro level in terms of what many of them are doing within their institution is extremely significant. And so you kind of have those folks working together and crossing over. It continues to push stuff forward. So it's good to see that you see it from the president, chancellor's level. And I say that academically, we have 5 institutions in the SWAC that are R2 status, with 2 of them just announcing that they're moving towards R2 status, with Alabama A&M and Grambling State with their R2 plan. You have Prairie View, Texas Southern, Jackson State, and FAMU in terms of the 5 that are R2 status. So I think you see a holistic picture in a very challenging environment. The fact that you see things continue to progress and move forward, I think is significant, particularly when you add on the current environment in which they're trying to operate in.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that I think that we also tend to forget as we look at this, as you call it, this new environment, because it is with the settlement case and all those things. But the key thing that I believe that the HBCUs have and have always had is the tradition. When you talk about the other FCS schools, once you get, and I've often said this, once you go beyond the Power Four, I guess it is now. It used to be the Power Five conferences. You don't have a better opportunity to generate revenue than the HBCUs do, because we've been playing football. Because we all know, first off, that all this runs through football. All these things are centered around that. And, you got our schools that have 100-year traditions that they've been playing. We've got 5 generations of fans. But when you look at other FCS programs, and, we look at Georgia, we talk about Atlanta all the time. You got schools, great schools like Kennesaw State, Georgia State, and all those. Well, they've literally just started playing football in the past 20 to 30 years. So they haven't really had a chance to build up that. So when you do something like that, the conferences that they're in, like I think Conference USA brought a bunch of those schools in, things of that nature. They don't have the ability to do what the SWAC is going to do and put all of those programs on and have hundreds of thousands of people willing to watch those programs and get those things going. Now, I also want to get into something a little bit more lighthearted. Carlos actually just brought it up. We were going to bring this up a little bit later on as we get going with some stuff. These rivalries are going to be really, really, I think this is going to help even with those. It's going to help expand a lot of the rivalries, because the big thing, and Doc, you made this point, when it's over. Well, I know you made it, and I think I may have heard you say something about it as well, Carlos. Rivalries aren't just football. When you talk about a real rivalry, you want to beat them in everything. Tiddlywinks, basketball, baseball, It doesn't matter. My tailgate better than yours, it's going on. And I think that those are the things that we have to also be able to work into and pull into and get some things going.
Well, and a lot of that is also the setup. There's a uniqueness to the setup with the divisions. And I know a lot of folks are talking about going without the division for football. But one of the things that I talk about that is unique for us, that you don't always have to follow every trend out there until you really get enough aggregate numbers to say to do it. But the divisions allows folks to create winners in the divisions before you get to the championship game. But it forces some rivalry setup, right? Because you're fighting for that divisional top spot.
Yep.
So rivalries oftentimes are based on the competitiveness. Sometimes they're based on border lines. If you use the configurations of states, then you have vicinity, how close another institution is. And so there's multiple ways you see rivalries being able to be come together. And some of them are multi-level because they fit in various categories.
Right.
Some are long historic and some are short. But the point that I'm often trying to make is that competition creates it.
Yeah.
Well, how you can force competition is a good thing for a business model, not just in terms of capitalism, but in terms of also what you're alluding to is creating those cultural artifacts that put you in a position to do that. So, for example, when you look at the East has dominated in terms of the new configuration of the SWAC championship game since it's been on campus. That East, even though Alcorn is now in the West, when they were in the championship game and winning, they were in the East. Well, even though they move out, you got FAMU and Bethune-Cookman come in, and now you have the natural rivalry. Nobody's taking it away with Jackson State and Southern. But as them not being in the same division, even though they play the game financially, it makes sense. It doesn't count. So it creates another dynamic. It's just bragging rights. But when you put in the fact that the FAMU Jackson State game, particularly in football and now even in some other sports, literally is the reason one team wins a division and plays for a championship, creates an entire dynamic of how important that matchup is.
Right.
So you can call it what you want, whether you want to call it a rivalry or not. That's up to you. I'm not going to get in that conversation. I already made my judgment. But what you cannot argue about is the importance of that game.
That's right.
Which is how I'm defining in terms of rivalries also are based on importance.
Yeah.
Right. Another key factor in terms of how you can label somebody as a conference. Same thing when you get into the West Division, how you create that. Southern sees Grambling, obviously, and Jackson State is their rival. But you taking place as Prairie View, Texas Southern moves up and becomes more competitive in that. Trust me, the Southern Texas Southern game will become more important. And it might not be the top level rivalry, but it'll be a rivalry contest if Texas Southern gets in there and wins 5 times over a 10-year period. So it's split. So these things create the framework, which brings more interest to the game. So some of this we got to understand just the business framework and not fall in love with our frameworks
Our
of what
emotions.
we emotions.
Our
in terms-
emotions. That's it.
We talk about.
And to Dr. Cavill's point, many layers. Like now, we specifically just was talking. Tell me if I'm wrong. Talking about football.
Yeah.
But like in basketball,
right?
It wouldn't be Grambling for Southern, and one of the persons in the room in the chat room brought it up. In basketball, it's Texas Southern because of the competitiveness, the back and forth, and then
in the history that they have in terms
Right.
of winning championships. Absolutely.
And then as far as rivalry, sometimes like now I'll go back to football. Jackson State fans always kid me about, well, we've won 6 in a row, but prior to that, Southern won 8 in a row. So a rivalry is competitiveness, but also it goes back and forth. But there's many layers. Basketball, you can argue Texas Southern.
Baseball,
For
you
Southern.
argue something else. You get Alabama State into play.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of Texas Southern during a period of time when they were hot. There was a 4 or 5 year period that the rivalry in baseball between Prairie View and Southern couldn't get any better. When you had them fighting for championships, literally in the championship game, playing 3 of the 4 years, Prairie View there 4 years, and then he shifts and goes to Texas Southern.
And
now
then
you get the
there's-
Texas
yep.
Southern
Yep.
back in the mix. So coaches changing, moving to different schools within the conference can create rivalries. ADs moving to different institutions
There
can
it is.
create rivalries. So hopefully we learn something from this is that don't get fixated on your definition of a rivalry, but the framework of what it means to be a rival could be important.
And that's to your
All right.
point earlier when you came on our show.
Yeah.
You saying the rivalries just it extends past just football.
Yeah. Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
And so it's interesting.
So we're gonna get ready to go ahead and take us a break now. We see some different folks coming in. I'm gonna reach out and holler and see if I can get Coach Shade to see something and come and talk to us over here and get going. But guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the Black College Sports Network. We've got more coming in. John Grant from ESPN. We've got the athletic director from Alabama A&M University, Dr. Paul Bryant, coming in, and much, much more right here on the BCSN Game Time Show live from the SWAC 2025 Football Media Day.
Yeah, that's Okay, I know they busy, bro.
No, we go ahead and leave the chair in. I'm gonna fix the shot.
It is cold. That's why I got my jacket on. Keep the jacket on.
Yeah, I need to.
Up to 60.
See, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was hot.
Now you need it, don't you?
Oh man, yeah.
We was in the car. I always keep that. Now I keep my jacket. Now I used to be a
Yep,
like the cold.
The same thing, man.
Yeah.
It be freezing in the classroom. Welcome back to 2025 SWAC Football Media Day here on the Black College Sports Network. Now we'll have the pleasure of visiting Coach Roman Banks. I affectionately call him Coach. Still a coach, but he's the director
What do
of
you say?
athletics.
Your mama call you coach? What's
Everybody
coach?
call
Yeah,
always
he
coach.
has AD,
There you
man.
go.
The profile didn't really.
I always say Coach.
No, I
Coach
like
Roman Banks.
old school. I coach fits. Don't change it. Sometimes when you say AD, make you feel like you're old.
Yeah. Well,
I got it.
Make you been around a long time. So just say coach.
Yeah, well, Coach Banks, glad to have you here in Birmingham, SWAC Football Media Day. We often like to talk about the media and how it's important for the ADs, coaches, and everybody to take part in what's going on now. How do you feel? This is not your first time here at SWAC Football Media Day.
Yeah, so I think that is always important to make sure that you're being transparent in the message, whatever that message is that day, that the correct message get out.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in this business, someone told me the other day, I was talking to them and they say, well, everybody think they can be the AD and the coach. Y'all live in that business, in that world, right?
Right.
And because that's our audience. But really, you want to make sure that you're taking care of the right business behind the scenes because there are some consequences. And so without getting too much into the apples and oranges, because, the average fan don't understand the business side of it. You want to be as transparent as possible and make it simple that hopefully they can digest it and kind of get an understanding what you're facing.
See the guy next to you? The business. That's what he does. The business of athletics. And,
I just get to teach it. He activated.
He has a great understanding of the business.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And there's the business side. Then the fans don't get a chance to see that part. Just like a few years ago, we were talking about on the show about from the academic side and the insurance part, like getting the athletes on campus in the summer.
Right.
There's insurance that
There's
you have to pay, and all
there's a cost go with all that.
And a lot of people maybe don't realize or know about that. But talk about how important that is, behind the scenes part that they don't see.
Yeah, so just you're talking about when off season this summer when football come to camp, right? You know what that bill is for them coming to camp? That's an $80,000 food bill for us. And where that's going to come from?
Yep.
We haven't talked about a
The
game, a
housing
scholarship,
cost.
or nothing
Not
like that,
more
right?
so.
Housing, like you say. And insurance is a major cost right now. People are trying to figure out insurance all across this country in the Division I landscape. And so and you want to make sure that you have coverage for your student athletes.
Yes.
And one of the things about it is that you hope to get to where you just don't have a secondary insurance, that your insurance can be used first, right? But a lot of times at our level and even mid-major level, if you got insurance with your parents, they want to use that, and then we pay the difference. Yeah.
Yep.
And so
That's right.
that's cost effective right now, but you hope to get out of that as well. But if you do have an injury, you don't have insurance, it all kick in as well for you. So these are things that you have to put together. You have to put costs to it. You got to make sure you're academically sound, because still APR penalties ain't going nowhere.
No, sir.
And so I know about that, especially because we was the first school to have the unusual data ban, right?
Yeah.
And so I know how important all these things are. And when you have a major infraction like Southern had, right, you can't afford to have another major violation.
No, sir.
Because your consequences are different. So I live in a little different world that I always say, and they say in our staff meeting, I'm just not getting to the point for Southern University that I have the tools in my tool belt that I can use now. And I think because we get to that point, you can see how we study progressing on a consistent basis.
Well, one way that I measure progress is ranking the ADs. We do it at the major division level with HBCU specifically. Folks can see that. So this year you on that top 7 list.
Yes, sir.
And part of that was because of the functionality and things that you were doing. Competitiveness of your program in terms of winning championships. Those points went up. right? The new things that you're doing throughout your organization, updates to facilities you're working on, the way that you're communicating to your fans, providing more information and clarity. Those things are measuring points.
Right.
Where you finished in terms of your overall sports trophies. So let me say congratulations
Well,
for being on that list. To that, but I wanted to ask you a little more in terms of the business side in this new NIL framework. What things are you doing specifically at Texas Southern University that may make you unique?
Start over. Southern University.
Southern University. Did I say Southern University?
I know where your heart at. All right.
That paycheck kicking in. They're talking about money.
Yeah, that's right.
But Southern University, you smart. Make sure that your alumni fans out there recognize and get it correct. But at Southern University, what are you doing in the NIL area that people need to be aware of, particularly how they may be able to help you?
So here's what my staff and we had some consultants to come in to help us with this.
Okay.
All right. So in our landscape, it's not too many universities giving cost of attendance. You know what that is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the extra benefit for the student athlete. Where it used to be extra benefit, it's not extra benefit, but it's a cost associated with tuition that they can get another $3,000 or $5,000 a semester. Okay. And so when I start thinking about NIL, I say, well, if we do cost of attendance, start growing that, then each kid is getting the NIL.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
so going into this season, we're going to be giving, over 50% of our athletic departments a true full NIL. I mean, not NIL, cost of attendance will replace the NIL. Yeah. And then we hope to grow that to 100% over the next 3 years.
Okay.
And now also, while we're doing that, we have engaged in different platforms, third-party platforms, with NIL deals. Mm-hmm. And so we do have, I would say, our football alone, I think we have probably about 8 or 10 guys that have their deals. And to be honest with you, in some of our sports like softball, we have quite a few young ladies have their deal. Baseball, all of it's not necessarily money.
That's significant.
But we're doing pretty good in the landscape. Now, we don't have the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But some of these kids are getting $5,000 and stuff like that.
And then for them, that's very significant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also, on top of that, I am starting the Bluff collections.
Okay.
And we're going sport by sport. And so I look to start it in men and women basketball first.
Okay.
And we're off to a good start with that and grow our membership. And we're going to let that Bluff collection be our arm for to raise money for the whole department.
Good. I like that. Let me follow up in terms of one of the things I've heard you talk about at least a year ago, maybe a couple of years ago when I've heard it. And then most recently, Carlos, on your show, bringing the associate AD in, speaking about that your value is a lot of way to determine it. But it's the fact that you have a metric system that you all created that you look at in terms of your scheduling philosophy, certainly for football, but it may be in some other sports as well. Obviously, you might not be able to want to go into the level of detail what it looks at, but how did you come up with the metric, if you would share that with us, and why does it provide value to your department and institution?
And so what we do is we go back and reevaluate. The teams that we play game guarantees from. And then we go back and say, okay, this was they third largest crowd in school history.
Okay.
And then we put numbers to that. Why was that? We were there. I'll give you an example. It's going to trip you all out. But do you know when we played LSU a couple of years ago, we was their second largest attendance?
I didn't really.
Who beat us was Alabama.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we start putting those numbers together and compare it to whoever they played, and we have a company come in and it creates our value for us to be able to do those type of things, what our numbers should look like. So I'm not knocking nobody else, but when we talk about playing a game guarantee, we know that we're going to bring, let's just say, 10,000 people.
The facts in terms of the number, it's not about bragging, it's data driven.
So we bring it out, and I appreciate to be able to have that token in my pocket because we travel so well.
Gotcha.
And I appreciate Jaguar Nation for that, right?
Absolutely.
And so I always talk about now. You need to come home because those dollars go to them. Yeah,
Right,
we need our
right.
home dollars.
Yeah.
But I'm able to use that as an advantage for Southern University. And people say you're a hard negotiator. I'm just trying to protect our brand and get what we worth.
Hey, you're a good negotiator, in my opinion. Yeah, and you
I
got
like
to
it. To me, it's not just the negotiation itself. Anytime that you can put metrics and data behind it, even folks that you're negotiating with, they can respect it because they see the data and they understand that you're not just putting numbers out there because you believe you should get it. It's data to support that. If you work with us within the framework, we know this data, it's going to pay dividends to you back because you're going to get the influx in terms of your attendance at your particular campus.
Correct.
So the value is there.
It's there.
You're just making sure that the value that you have data driven supports that, allows you to make the decisions
And-
of how you move.
And I feel like me being versed in that is my value of being an athletic director.
Okay.
Right. And I'm supposed to have that information. I'm supposed to use it to Southern University
benefit. That's right. Absolutely.
On that note, we're going to take a timeout. We appreciate Coach Banks.
Thank you, guys.
Director of Athletics
Y'all
at
do a
Southern
great
University.
job.
Great work.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Coming on here, SWAC Football Media Day 2025 from Birmingham, Alabama. We'll be back after this quick timeout. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Y'all make it easy. Y'all bring the right questions down.
We meet again.
Meet again.
I like that mindset coming out. When we had to talk yesterday, I don't know if I like the point about the center, bro. It's all good. I'm on my game day socks today, baby. Yeah. Y'all see it?
Yeah, get up here. Yeah, Dr. Seal, go up here, man. That's the money person.
Oh, I know you want to come down.
Come on, get up here. You ain't drive all this book for nothing.
Oh, yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah, she came from Alcorn, right?
Yeah, she came.
Oh, no.
Come on, Cam, what you doing? Well, yes, that's. Come on, get in here.
Congratulations.
We got 2 change agents up there.
So I guess you know tall man, Charles Edmond.
I do.
He's on my podcast every week.
Yeah, where is he at?
Testing.
Over there.
Over there talking. Got to make my V.
I know. We got to figure out. Look, I was going to tell how we do our read. We don't be up here throwing up games.
I know. They like, what they doing?
Oh, you gotta love it. FAMU Valley. You want to guess what I'm in?
Don't say Alabama State.
No. Southern.
Hold on. Hold on.
Which camera are we in? Which camera are we in?
I would look at that one. Center.
I haven't done this before. All right. Dr. Shields Gadsden, is that okay? All right. I'll make sure I say that right. Oh, well, we're live. All right. Good to see. Good to see we're back on. We do it live. That's all right.
We'll take over.
Yeah,
Valley
exactly.
take over.
Welcome back to the BCSN Game Time show right here from the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day. And I've got the Mississippi Valley State contingent here joining us, the new athletic director of Mississippi Valley State, Dr. Alicia Shields Gadsden.
Yes.
And the new head football coach, Terrell Buckley, and of course, Carlos Brown. Well, thank you for joining us. Oh, Dr. Gatz, there we go. So why don't we start with the administrative portion, Coach, if you don't mind. We'll start with
absolutely
the newest member of the Mississippi State Valley family. Talk a little bit about the opportunity to lead this program and what this opportunity means to you.
Well, first of all, I'm just glad to be here. A lot of people are welcoming me to the SWAC, but I tell them this is a welcome back.
Okay.
So this is my second go round back in the SWAC. So I'm very familiar with Mississippi Valley. I'm very familiar with the history and the tradition and the fire and everything that it's going to take to move this program forward. We have a new football coach and we're so excited. And this is day 2 for me. So we're gonna get my mic
there we go, right there. No, you're good right there.
I got it now.
Yes.
So we're gonna I got it together now, but we are so excited about our new football coach, and there's so many wonderful things. If you've seen the facility that we have, we're gonna have an outstanding opportunity for him to build the program that we know that we're gonna have. And so we're starting at a position, and all we're gonna do is move the needle forward. You'll hear him talk a lot about one goal, one team, and one valley in motion, and that's what we're gonna have. So we are thankful for the work that our president is doing, Dr. Briggs, and bringing in Coach and myself. We are change agents, and we're here to make a change.
What are some of the first steps? Obviously, it's a challenge. Any new position, but even at Mississippi Valley State, we understand there are challenges. But what are some of the steps that you're addressing first, or looking to address first, to make Mississippi Valley State one of the premier, or once again make it one of the premier institutions, athletic programs in the SWAC?
Well, I'll tell you, it's changing the culture.
Okay.
We got to prioritize and make the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is for us is really just changing the culture and creating a culture where our student athletes feel that they can accomplish anything. And we have some great leaders that are not just going to lead them on the field, but in the classroom and give them life lessons. So for us, it's changing the culture, bringing in a coach like Coach Buckley that's going to not only bring the football acumen, but also the leadership, the wisdom, and things that we know our young athletes are going to need as they grow. So that's step one. Step one is getting in and establishing the discipline and establishing some structure and getting started.
Okay. Carlos, go ahead.
Well, she said 2 key words. We had a chance to talk yesterday, and you didn't talk about the semantics and the philosophy at first. You talked about discipline and changing the culture and the mindset. And I must say, I enjoyed that conversation, because a lot of times you talk to the coaches, but you realize that administrators, they're human too.
Yeah.
But their profession is such. So I'm wishing Mississippi Valley State the best. And I tell you what, you convinced me already. I mean, but discipline and culture is the things you talked about.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, it starts with that. If you go through all these things, you can have 15 different things that you need as a coach and your team to accomplish. Attitude is the first one. If your attitude is bad or negative, you have no chance. And then from there, the discipline part. All the other stuff comes down. If you're disciplined and understanding the assignment, that gives you opportunity to change the culture. And also being real with yourself. I always tell them, I know me. I have that self-talk. All of us need counseling. All of us have to be real with ourselves, have that self-talk. Why have we not been successful at the Valley? And how can we get this thing with a new era? Valley is rising. Okay, those are good slogan, but what are we gonna do? How do we, like you was talking about earlier, those steps? First thing, if I don't have to worry about you off the field, it's going to be easy to take care of you on the field.
Yes.
And also it gives me an advantage on the field, because I know if you coming in there with 3.0s and higher, your FBI is going to be high. Now in the fourth quarter, when you keep doing it, the other team is doing the same thing, we can go make that adjustment. Bam, 2 plays later, 14 points, we win the ball game. And if you in the valley shape,
Yeah.
valley shape is different than anybody's shape.
You talked about that yesterday.
You get in valley shape, you are prime.
What is valley shape? Come on now. Carlos knows because you were part of that conversation.
Valley shape
I
is
missed
like
out. What's
this.
valley shape?
That's proprietary.
This is one of those things. The old saying.
What you can
Because
share what you can share.
The old saying, and Dion used this. He got this on this. We did this at Florida State. You look good, you
Yes.
feel good.
Yeah.
Okay. Feel good, you play good.
Yeah.
You play good, you get paid good.
Yeah.
Right? That's the type of shape. No
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah.
The desire is there. The attitude is there. And we're not just going to finish.
Yeah.
Everybody can finish. We're going to close that door.
Yeah.
When we close that door, it is over. She's singing up there in the corner. Game over.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me
And
ask.
you know, we truly believe this, right?
Well, of course you have.
We are living this. This is not
Yes.
just something we're talking about.
Yeah, you have.
We're sitting up here and we truly believe this. We are both competitors and we're coming in to compete. So we believe this. When we step out on that field, we come in to win every game.
I'm glad you said that.
Brian, that's after the end of our conversation. It was great, but because I'm a Southern alum,
Yeah.
he said, we'll see you their home opener.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey, all games matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Coach, let me ask. Now, you've had a illustrious career professionally.
Yes.
And then you transition from your professional career to coaching. And as you look at young student athletes, young men in 2025, what things resonate with you when you look back on your time playing? And of course, you came out of Florida State. You came out of, I believe, you're from Mississippi, correct?
Yes.
From Mississippi to Florida
Gula,
State
champ. Don't forget
Shout
that.
it out. Shout it out. I'm not familiar. I'm
That's
familiar
the
with you
Gula
from
in the
Florida
house,
State and
state
Florida.
champs,
You know,
88.
but in
Greenwood.
being able to transition and go from how you played and how you were of that mindset and getting young people, I think it's probably one of the biggest challenges. You talked about changing culture. So how do you make those steps? What things have you done since your hiring to start to lay that foundation with the young men in the program?
What was the mindset? I walked in, the first thing I told them, this is not about me. I don't need accolades. I don't need to be the coach of the year. I don't need any of that stuff. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to change the culture, to change the attitude, the mindset of the entire program. I have a nickname. I have a Super Bowl ring. I am a Hall of Famer. So as I am getting on to you, and it's going to be tough, because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Everybody could do it.
And we have to change this.
Yeah.
And change attitude. And some guys, either you're going to buy in, or what they say about the transfer portal, everybody's worried about the transfer portal. If you treat guys the right way, you let them know you care about them, you discipline them, then you talk to them, that is something you don't have to worry about. If it becomes a financial issue, that's something totally different. But that right there, the first day, and we was consistent from that day up. We still are consistent, and the guys understand that. And that's one of the things that they've talked about. Because I asked too. I like self-reflect. Like, okay, what are we doing? They really appreciate the consistency that we bring every day, no matter what it is, off the field, on the field, having a conversation with them. The consistency part is the main thing.
I mean, once again, these are lessons not only you can apply on the athletic playing field, but off the athletic playing field. And again, I was just impressed. I mean, talking with you yesterday, I think you have a great plan. You're going to put it forth. And I look for Mississippi Valley State, not the Mississippi Valley State of 5 years ago.
Not even last year.
You do have a history back in the 80s. I guess I'm telling my age now.
Yes.
But it's good to see our brethren do well.
Yes.
And so how we can support them.
Yes.
That's the big thing, because we are HBCU family.
Yes.
At the end of the day, but on the athletic playing field, we like to compete against each other.
Yeah.
But that's the big picture at the end of the
Well,
day.
I want to add this too. This is how I look at the HBCU world. It's like a family reunion.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit in here and laugh, have a good time. Then all of a sudden, we got to go play these spades. We got to go play the games. It's game time. We go out, we play the games, we do all that, and now whoever wins, you're gonna give your all. Afterwards, you get back together, and you have this. This is what you have. I know half the other head coaches. I've played against them. I've ran them out, seen them out in the street somewhere, and we talk, have great conversations with each other. But they know one thing: when we get between them lines, it is on.
Yes.
But we could do all that in a respectful way.
Yes. Yeah. Before I let you go, I want to ask a question, Dr. Shields, and to Coach, regarding one of the most talked about things. And when people started looking at the Mississippi Valley State football schedule, it's the move of one of the home games against Florida A&M to Atlanta. Can you speak on, or what you can speak on, the opportunity to move that game to Atlanta? And then for you, Coach, if you would speak on what's your thoughts on giving up as some will say, giving away a home game, because it was originally a Valley home game. You guys have a great home schedule, by the way. I love it. So Valley fans, you get those season tickets because that is an exciting home schedule that you have coming to Itabena. But so if we could talk maybe from an administrative level, and then Coach, if you would speak on maybe the moving the game and your thoughts on that.
Well, we talk a lot about expanding the brand. And one of the things and one of our goals for Coach is we need to tell our own story. And so, you may know about us in Mississippi, but we need the world to know about Mississippi Valley. So all of these wonderful things, we don't want to keep it to ourselves. So for us, it's expanding the brand and getting into those spaces where we know other young people that may not have had a chance to be engaged with any teams from Mississippi, and especially our HBCUs. So for us, it's an opportunity, not just the game, it's an opportunity to commune with our supporters, with our alumni, but it's also an opportunity for those young generations that don't know Terrell Buckley and know of his true history, and now they can get re-engaged. And so we have an opportunity to meet all of these young people and to make an impression upon them. So while it may be giving up a home game, what we're hoping, though, this is bigger than that. And it's an opportunity for us. We talk a lot about telling our own story and really being assertive and aggressive about getting out there and really just expanding the footprint so that everywhere you go, you're going to see that green and you're going to know that's Mississippi Valley.
Okay.
And you're going to know we're coming.
And you're going to know we're coming. So I would say this, a lot of what they say, if you don't know your past, you tend to repeat it. But one thing people have forgotten is how Florida State became Florida State. Because Bowden had a saying, anytime, anywhere, to expand the brand.
Yep.
And that's our motto. You wanna go play over here? Okay. Let's go. You wanna go play here?
Love it.
What time?
Love it.
Right.
We would be there. And you better be ready, because we're gonna be ready.
We ready.
Okay. And I will say, as we get ready to conclude, one of the games that changed my life is when Mississippi Valley State and Grambling came to Indianapolis in 1984 for the inaugural Circle City Classic. As a Midwest kid of HBCU parents now, there was no other game or event like that. And to see, we all knew about Grambling, but I'll never forget my dad told me, watch out for this young man named Jerry Rice at Mississippi Valley State. And seeing that game, that culture, that's the first time I heard and learned about Valley. Paid attention ever since. But that moment which you spoke of, that resonated with me. You were creating that opportunity for young people in the Atlanta area. And like I said, I hope it turns out to be. I have Florida A&M ties. We love the game coming to Atlanta, but for Valley, I'm hoping it does begin to open up that door, and does for some young people what it did for me way back in the day, showing my age there. But
and we're going to say it's a rehearsal for us to one day get into that Celebration Bowl. So we know Coach has that on his radar as well. So we're going to talk it.
And we're going to create some more greats, right? There's only one right now. Jerry Rice is the greatest. And I want to put it out. Hopefully we have a stadium. A statue for him. We want to create some more Ashley Ambroses and some Deacon Jones and those guys. That's the goal.
Gotcha. Well, again, I want to encourage everybody. Make sure you get on board. Get on the bus now before it gets filled up and you lose a seat. Again, thank you, Coach Buckley. Thank you, Dr. Shields Gordon.
you for having
And make sure to follow Mississippi Valley State this season. And we'll be back in just a moment, live from the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day.
Valley's rising.
All right.
Hey,
Thank you.
Is it too late to switch the first game?
Thank you so much.
Area, Charles.
Y'all need to get her on the podcast.
Hey, again, thank you. I got make sure. Obviously, I got to make sure you get a picture of you and Cozy. Yeah. You were before.
I was before Cozy, but
Cozy.
I kind of mentored.
You mentored it. I figured as much.
Told him now the mentor and the master are going to get together.
But that's going to be a fun game. Hey, thank you again, Coach. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. They want, I guess Charles was telling me that SWAC, I guess you guys got SWAC Digital. They wanted you guys to go to SWAC Digital. So. It's in the corner. Once you go out the door to the left, all the way to the corner on the other side. It's the immediate corner. When you go this door right here, yeah, I'll walk. Yeah. Yes. right, so
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
Okay, there you go.
You good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You're good. All right, you got enough slack. That's my head.
Ooh.
It's good?
Yeah.
Oh, this new right here. Oh yeah. To hear yourself, that's crazy. Unbutton.
Okay. Man, you funny.
Look at it.
They having a good time. That's all right. That's what it's about. They got a little change in their pocket. They didn't shoot commercials. Oh, they look clean too.
These things are great.
You see us, we're having a little fun in the background. This is BCSN Game Time.
Oh, we live?
Yeah,
Y'all better tell me something now.
Tell me something.
Coach had fun talking about them Taylor suits these gentlemen got on. They just got finished shooting a commercial I told you about. And so they living their best life. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. So this is BCSN Game Time as we are live here in Birmingham 2025 for the SWAC Football Media Day.
Wow.
And we have the champs are here.
Oh yes, sir.
I know y'all looking forward, but I'm gonna do it one more time.
Okay.
For last year, the champs are here.
Sir.
Now we can move forward in terms of 2025 because I know how you are as coaches and players now. Y'all done turned the page. Y'all looking at this season.
Got to,
So we got TC Taylor, head coach of Jackson State University. I know around them parts y'all like to say the Jackson State University. I'm gonna get it right. That's what I do. I do it over here. But talk about what has you excited for this upcoming season.
These guys right here. You know, these guys right here as well as some other players back on campus, man. We got a good core coming back.
Wow.
Some names you called out, you know, like I said, Jeremiah Williams, Kobe and Morgan, Travis Terrell, Jonas Portillo, Reed Pulliam. I can go on. You know, we got a good squad coming back, as well as some new pieces. And, you know, we added a Nate Rimbert is coming in town from Valley.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Shamar Savage, one of your guys.
Yeah.
You ain't want me to bring that name up.
I was going to say that.
They looking real good.
He worked well out there. I respect him. Great guy.
Kanye Warner, all those guys from Alabama State. Wow. You know, we didn't just go out and chase names from big schools. We chased the right guys, and they doing the right things right now on a day-to-day basis. But it's because of these two guys and their leadership.
I know in a lot of ways for you, defense is the ball that really fascinates you, and that's where a lot of things start. So I'm going to start and give some love to the defensive side and defensive player here, defensive lineman, Jeremiah Williams. Talk about what you've done in the offseason, yourself and your teammates to be prepared for this season.
Oh man, it's a blessing, man. Man, we just the work ethic, man. Them guys push me, and them guys pushing me, man. It pushes me to work harder. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I set a standard for them. So if I don't work hard, they're not gonna work hard. So I get extra. I get extra on the weekend. I got a Sunday suit. So I walk in my Sunday suit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every other day, you know, just to get a feel of, you know what I'm saying, fall camp, because fall camp gonna be tough. So I just gonna get myself prepared and ready.
Then we got the offensive side of the ball. I know for you look at special teams as well, but they didn't allow you to bring 3 people. They allowed you to bring 2.
I would have if y'all have told me, though.
Exactly. We got the star. A lot of folks focus on the quarterback, particularly at the Jackson State University, and it's Jacoby Morgan in terms of that. And you were looking the part, certainly played the part in a lot of ways, but stylish outfit.
Yep.
We talked about earlier, tailored.
Yes, sir.
I guess you're from that marketplace where you're talking about you feel good, you play good, you know, you look good for sure. But
Most
tell
definitely.
us, what are your thoughts in terms of the offensive side of the ball? What are you excited in terms of how your game has matured? What are the next steps that you want to see yourself and your team take this upcoming season?
For myself, just working on my footwork, marrying the game up with my feet, marrying the routes up with my feet. But I'm more excited for the guys. I see it in practice every day, going against Jeremiah and going against, you know, using my weapons. That the fans definitely got something in store for them. So I'm more just excited to play on Saturdays so that my guys can show what they can do.
staying with you. Take me a little bit inside the practice locker rooms or whatever you want to talk about, or even going to class with your teammates. What makes it so special to be a part of the Jackson State University?
It's a brotherhood. We very goal orientated. So we all work until December. So I feel like it's very easy to gel with guys, no matter what walks of life they come from, no matter what school. When you come to Jackson State, you know the goal. So just being able to gel off the field is also a blessing because those guys are real people. And they also have stories, and it's the reason they came to Jackson State. And so it's all been a blessing, and just being able to bond with those guys has been wonderful.
Perfect. Looking forward to the season. So those matchups, work with Ashley earlier. We're adding some stuff with the HBCU Symposium Election Series for your W.C. Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
We will be in town. We did it at Texas
right?
Southern with Tuskegee that Friday. We'll have a lot of things going on that talks about what are you doing academic, athletically on the sports side. So folks that want to have careers after they
we win. JSU's winning on both sides right now.
Yeah, and that's why we want to be a part of it.
Close to 90% graduation rate. We winning football games. It's a great time to be a Tiger right now.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
I told you I went to transfer portal. I had a couple of days of it. It was good. I ain't gonna lie. I had to jump back out. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me have it, so I appreciate that.
No doubt.
Let me go back to you, Jeremiah. I'm gonna ask you a similar question, same question. What, from your perspective, makes it so special to be a part of the Tiger Nation?
Just like Jacobian said, man, the brotherhood, man, just to meet new guys, even though they leave, they come back or whatever like that, and the fans, man, very important, man. The vet, playing in that vet ain't nothing like the vet, and I feel like we're the best HBCU when it comes to the fans, man. Just the support is unmatched, and this is what I love about this team.
Good. Last one, Coach. I'm gonna get you out of here on this. I know you got to move around, and I appreciate you making sure
Always
that you had
got to
the
stop
time
through here,
over
Doc.
Yeah,
I'm never leaving one of these and you here, and I'm not gonna talk to you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Serious.
Certified. Seriously. I've seen you. I tell this over the grind that you did to get to where you are. A lot of times now people see the success, and everybody wants to shake your hand, and be on the side. No disrespect for them. You deserve it.
Yeah.
But I saw you when you were grinding. And what it took along with your family.
We go a long way back.
Yeah, so there's a lot of respect to see folks that continue
that.
to work at their craft, and they get the accolades that they deserve because they put in the time early on to do that. Y'all doing that as players. I seen him do it as a player, then as assistant coaches coming up the rank, and now the head coach.
Yeah.
So here, get us some insight. What do we expect from this football team? And take me away. I know y'all gonna play hard. That's a given. But are there any things that you can share with us? Not necessarily the playbook. We'll take it. Yeah. But tell us. Tell us. It's a slid that in. Tell us a little bit in terms of offensively first, and then defensively, and if necessary, special teams. What can we expect that may be a little bit of a different wrinkle than what we saw last year?
Well, it's like I tell these guys all the time. Once we won that Celebration Bowl, we reached a plateau. I've been saying this all day. We reached a point.
Yeah.
If we show back up August 30 still at that point, we're going to lose games because people are chasing what they saw.
That's right.
We can't be that. And we know how, and we'll still compete with a lot of people, but we can't be what we were at the end of December. And they taking that challenge on. I'm watching them on a day-to-day basis. Okay. When I don't have to say a lot, I know they're doing the things the right way. But it's a test of those guys that came back and continue to build this culture and build a brand and building their legacy. You know what I mean? But we got, like what people, the discussion that everybody's having, you doggone right, we're talented. We're doggone right, we're loaded. Both sides of the ball, all three phases, we got really good players.
Wow.
I look at this preseason all-conference list. Let's talk about that real quick. Let me hit on that.
Sure, please do.
I can remember we came in here in 23, and we had very few players on there. I ain't going to say the number. Yeah. I can remember we came in here last year, we had very few players on there. Yep. Now you look up, we got 12 players. We got offensive player of the year. Could have been the defensive player of the year right here as well. Wow. But they have to understand that's going off the season you put in for 24.
Yep.
What the hell is the postseason going to look like for you? So if it's 12 guys plus more that could have been on that list at the postseason, I guarantee you we're back in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you we're back playing for another national title. So that's the challenge for them. We can't be the same Jackson State we were last year. We got to continue to take these next steps and keep going because if we let people catch us, then it's going to be a challenge.
It's on y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on y'all.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, as I promised, I said I'd get you out of
No
here.
doubt,
I
Doc.
appreciate your time. Gentlemen, I appreciate you
Thank-
all
appreciate
giving me
you.
an
Thank
opportunity
you.
to serve you all because it's about you all in
Mhm.
terms of the next generation.
Yes, sir.
You're putting in the work and showing it with class. Keep it going. And that's for each of you and your teammates. Let them know that the expectations are high, but you all are reaching it
We'll
and
see.
surpassing it. So we appreciate you all,
Yes,
and
sir.
that needs to be said.
Yes, sir.
This
Doc.
is BCSN Game Time here in Birmingham. I almost said Atlanta. I guess I'm trying to get there already.
Yes, sir.
Alabama. Hey,
Like
I will be
that.
there.
Like that.
God willing, creek
yeah.
don't rise. We are here in Birmingham for the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day with these fine gentlemen from the Jackson State University.
go.
Yes,
Thank you. We'll be
sir.
right back
Go
after
Tigers.
this next
There
break.
go Tiger.
Already. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Y'all make it.
I popped on the screen. I popped on the screen for you a couple times.
yeah.
I ain't met you in person yet.
You like a headset or mic?
A hand mic.
Okay.
Headset.
It won't be long. It'll be a quick segment.
It's all right. I mean, hey.
Oh boy, the man that took that shot there, huh? Okay, get a picture of this truck. No, about the end zones. You look a cool crazy between us. Oh, I need to go over.
Mic check 1 2.
Mic check. Mic check.
Hot.
That was hot.
Yeah, that's hot. All right, Carlos. At least let's get to the end before you sell me out on live.
Oh no, you good?
I talk all day, every day. Hold on. Let me take this credential off.
He's talking about the end zones. Like, remember, they changing the end zones, or they put the old one back in? And he said, well, they didn't find the end zone that much. Well, I need to change it, smart aleck.
Just pray for him.
Yeah, all right.
Exactly. We're gonna have fun with it.
Have fun with it.
Hold on, Coach, get up for just a second. We're gonna score it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it was popping because you was
Welcome back to 2025 SWAC Football Media Day here in Birmingham, Alabama, here on the Black College Sports Network. Now we're going to visit with the head football coach at Southern University, Coach Graves. And Coach Graves, I know you've been all over the place, but we appreciate the time.
Hey, anytime for you, Carlos. You know, you and I go back a long ways, and anytime I can get a chance, come on and talk with you, talk about Southern University football, I'm excited.
Now, Coach, I know you've gotten a bunch of questions about last year, and if I know the guy that you are, 2024 is in the window. Western Division champions, made it to the SWAC championship game, but now the outlook coming into the 2025 football season.
Well, the goal is to be better, a lot better, and so once we the goal is to improve, to be better than we were last year. We're always looking to be better, to get better. And so, last year was a good year for us, but last year is over with. That's over and gone. Everybody's starting off 0-0 in 2025. So, that was a good year, but now it's on to this year.
Now, year two for you. You're a veteran of college football. Usually we ask the question, is it a smoother addition coming into year two, or is it smoother for you coming into year two?
Oh, I tell you it is, because now I've had a whole year to be the head coach, and going through a whole year of a season preparation, a season, traveling, recruiting, doing all those things. It's a lot easier now, year two, because there's some things that you don't know as a head when you're not a head coach, and then when you get in the seat, there are a lot of things that you may or may not have been exposed to, and then you have to adjust on that. But it's a lot easier year two than year one.
Now, do you think, from the outside, from the non-coaching perspective, we always talk about a theme coming into the fall camp. If I said competition is one word and physicality coming into, but practicing smart, physicality and competition, two themes of many.
I don't necessarily know if they're themes. I just think that's what you have to have. You have to have competition. If you're not competing to get better each day, then you're wasting time, in my opinion. And then we play football, so it's a collision sport, and not a contact sport. It's a collision sport, so you got to be physical. But at the same token, as you're being physical, you got to know how to practice, and you got to know how to take care of one another. The goal and the object is, and playing under the legendary coach Pete Richardson, he used to always tell us our job is to prepare to get to Saturday. So that's what we do. We practice hard, compete. We're physical. That's the goal, and to get to Saturday sound so we can put on a great performance.
All right, Coach. You have a unique opportunity this year. You're one of two teams who will have an opportunity to start their season in Atlanta and end their season in Atlanta. So I just gave the bookends for that. Tell us what has to happen in the middle so that you can accomplish those bookends.
You got to win games. Gotta win games.
That's the obvious.
That's the obvious. I mean, it's not rocket science. You got to go out there and you got to prepare each every week. You got to win to have those opportunities, and our guys understand that. But we're gonna take it one game at a time, and we talk about, we set the goal in January to, our goals are to start in Atlanta with a win and finish in Atlanta with a win, and that's what we're setting out to do. And that's, a lot of people take that as being cocky or arrogant. No, that's goal setting, and we're in a performance business, and if you don't set goals, then what are you competing for? What are you playing for? And so our thing is, that's the goals that we set. Now, what are we going to do to achieve those goals?
Right. And speaking of achieving those goals, you had a tremendous year one as coach, one step away from Atlanta last year as year one as a coach. So, they, for a quarterback, they always say the biggest progression is from year one to year two. For a coach, you've already talked about some of the things you get to do different year one to year two. But what is that transition really like? Take us behind the curtain on that transition from year one to year two, and give me one thing that you learned last year that I wish I would have known that before they gave me this job.
To be honest with you, I don't have that. I don't have that I wish, because I've been preparing for this opportunity. And so, there's always going to be an unknown.
Correct.
So what you have to do is you have to make, what I tell the players, you have to make in-game adjustments. So it may be something as a coach that I may not know. But now the key to it is, okay, this happens. So now what's the solution? How can I get this done? How can I achieve this? How can I make this? Who can I call? Who can I talk to about handling this situation? I think that's what you have to do. It's there's always going to be that unknown in coaching and in life. So it's basically, okay, this happened. So what do I do next? How do I handle this? How do I turn the page? And so that's my philosophy. That's how I look at it. And I think it's important, because when you have that type of mentality and attitude, it leaks out to your players, and it helps them in games and in life of how to deal with life and in-game situations.
All right. One last question before I turn it back to Carlos. And I'm almost afraid to ask this because some people always think I'm talking a lot of trash. But since the SWAC championship game has moved to campus sites, the West has not hosted the championship game. And then, honestly, I think one of the reasons is that because of the parity in the West, you guys beat up on each other so much you just can't dominate and get that home field advantage. So what is it going to take outside of wins for the West to actually get a chance to host it? Because the numbers say if you host a championship game, you win.
Well, I mean, like you said, we gotta win the games, but we gotta prepare each and every week, and we gotta make the most of every opportunity. We gotta be effective, and we have to make sure that we do the little things right. We gotta protect the football. We gotta dominate. We gotta win the kicking game. We gotta continue to play sound defense, and we gotta improve from our position last year offensively, and I know we will because now our offensive coordinators in year 2, the players are now more comfortable. They understand what we're trying to accomplish offensively, moving some people around and doing those things. So I think all those things can help us enhance our chances of being successful. And one of our goals is also hosting the championship. So we got to go out and just work and put the work in, and then at the end, we'll see where we are.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Coach Graves, again, we've been knowing each other for a long time. You talked about leaning on other people's giants before you. Coach Pete Richards is a mentor. Talk about your staff. I get a chance to, from afar to look at you guys, and it's more than just football. It's life issues, but that staff, I'm impressed. Young, HBCU got a little bit of everything in their staff. How important it is to be able to bounce off ideas and schemes with your staff.
Well, I'm blessed and fortunate to have still 2 former head coaches on my staff, and then I have a number of coordinators on my staff as well. But more than anything, they're good men, and that's the first thing. You got to have good character people around you in order, because we're in a people business, and you got to have the people around you to understand and buy into what you're doing in terms of that. So we have a great staff, great men, great leaders who can not only build and teach, but they open their doors up to help these young men go forward on and off the field.
Well, Coach, yeah, he's my coach. Yeah, I try to be objective, but look, he's a coach, Coach Graves. We wish you much success, your staff, your players, and we appreciate you stopping by and talking with us. We're going to take a quick timeout.
See you in the end zone, Coach.
Oh, yeah, end zone. That's all right. Hey, 7 points or 3 points is still scoring.
There it is.
We'll be back. You're watching the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day, live from Birmingham, Alabama, via the Black College Sports Network. We shall return after this quick timeout.
All right.
you define it, because coach basically said that you do whatever's necessary to get things done, which you're doing. But as you understand it from a GM perspective, in addition to whatever you're doing, but that particular role, what does that look like for folks that have heard about it but may not really understand it? What are particular things that you work towards to get done?
The first things first is that what I'm trying to do is understand what coach wants, what the team wants. What are we looking at? How can we get better at every position, and how deep we can get at every position? That kind of falls into the scouting portion of it.
Okay.
And that as you know, coach didn't mention, but he just said, "Hey man, this is a blank canvas. Go ahead and create it." Right. So we've created a scouting department now, and we're fine tuning the scouting process. We have the recruiting department now, which after we take them from the offer phase into getting them, basically signed and into the program. There's a whole process that goes into that component, and then from the recruiting aspect to the field. So we have to look at all those three phases within the recruiting process.
Wow.
And then turn around. Then we have the marketing element. I know everybody has been seeing what we've been doing social media wise, and that's intentional. If I was to cuss, I probably would say something to that magnitude, but we are really being aggressive and intentional about who we are. This is our identity.
And part of that aggressiveness I've seen as I've been begging some people at Prairie View to understand that you're too close to Houston not to have Houston as part of your ownership and your framework.
Absolutely.
To do that. So credit to that in terms of what you do there.
As the graphic said, Doc, we are Houston.
We are.
I like that. I want to see if you're going to play that off.
Yeah, we are Houston.
I'll get y'all out of here on this, Coach. Last thing is talk a little bit about your aggressiveness to make sure that Prairie View understands the importance to play their role. Supporters, alumni, one being there in terms of the easiest way that they can support, obviously, buying the tickets, but also more importantly, making sure their voice and presence is there about being in the stadium.
Yeah, no, we've been very confrontational with our fans and alums, which it's been a good confrontation. People hear the word confrontation and get discouraged.
Yeah,
no, it's a positive. Yep. We needed to be able to say, hey, hit Control Alt Delete for everything that you ever know, and start going with us from right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mad because in '97 you didn't get a parking spot and you've been mad ever since. We need you to go ahead and come on forward with us because you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. We've been talking about going to Atlanta since we got here. We used to talk about just winning the SWAC. Now we're talking about hosting the SWAC championship game and playing for the Celebration Bowl and winning it. It's a new day at Prairie View A&M from the top down, from our president to our athletic director to us in football. And we got several other new coaches in our department as well. We need our fans to buy into everything that we got going on. And then we're going to put a good product. We're going to work on getting a good product out there so they can be proud of. So when they go to the Facebook chat, the talk trash, they can stand
really
on
talk
it.
to they can really talk trash.
They can stand on it.
I like that. We'll leave it right here and park it for the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day, BCSN Game Time. This is Dr. Gaville and Prairie View A&M University with Coach Jackson and Dr. Williams. We'll be right back after this next break. Awesome.
Appreciate you, Doc. Oh, yeah. Always.
Thank y'all.
No, that was it.
Where we at?
want to set it up? Let's put the two young men on the either side of coach. Okay.
Yeah, coach, this thing back. Oh, you gotta flip it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, me thank you. Yeah. Good. It's weird. They got the mic. The thing comes right underneath you. Yeah. What time is it? Almost 2:15?
Yeah, about 2:15.
I'll set the cameras up. You guys look at this now.
We're supposed to get out here at what, like 3?
Yeah.
I'm just ready to get back to practice.
Yeah, this is fun, man. You're just like, oh, I'm ready to go.
Glad my parents came.
Yeah. Dude from family still talking fast?
Nah. No, they cool.
He
Coach.
funny, yeah, they are.
Yeah, the A&M kids are cool too.
Who is?
The A&M kids.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if Makai, what he gonna do if he ain't the starter.
I knew Quad at Georgia State.
Huh?
I knew Quad at Georgia State.
Okay.
All right, coach. How's it going?
How you doing, man?
Check.
Yes, sir.
Coach Hampton.
Yes, sir.
And
Trey.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pleasure.
All day, every day. Trey.
Trey, how do you say your last name?
Glimpse. Yes, sir.
Glimp.
Yeah. All right, coming back here in 4 seconds. 3. Good afternoon. Welcome back to live coverage of the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day. Brian Fulford and Dr. Kenyatta Cavill here with the group from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. In the middle there, we've got Coach Alonzo Hampton in his 3rd season there at UAPB. And to my left, offensive lineman Jeremiah Rogers. And next to Dr. Cavill is place kicker Trey Glimpf. Got that right. Welcome to the BCSN Game Time show, gentlemen. Let's start with Coach Hampton. Coach, 3rd year at UAPB. I have always been impressed with your honesty and transparency on those Monday morning coaching conversations. What has the off season been like for you? And what is the mindset as you go into year 3 of getting this UAPB program back to the expectation that the fan bases have for the program, you and the fan bases have for the program?
Well, number one, as we kind of went back and rewatched the games from the season and knowing that you were so close in 3 games in the 4th quarter, it's frustrating. And so only one thing comes to mind. Number one, you got to get tougher. Got to get tougher on the O-line, got to get tougher on the D-line because you got pushed around at times. And then the last part is just being able to finish, being able to lock in the 3rd and 4th quarter when the game matters the most, and doing your assignment, lining up and playing a proper technique that your coaches have been doing. Our expectations is to go out there and compete hard and win games. All right, and our players know that we've been right there. First year we lost big. Last year we lost close. This year we need to be to win the close games, and I think we're on track. These young men to my right and left, they've been working all summer. Their teammates are here. The O-line's going to be better. We just hired an O-line coach. I can't say his name yet. Special teams, Trey was perfect on kicks. And so we're excited about the direction of our program. The foundation has been set. And most importantly, we talk about being able to do it in all phases, academically, athletically, and spiritually. And these guys are doing it at a high level.
From the recruiting standpoint of bringing in the kind of young men that it's going to take to put the program where you want it to be, this is year 3. Do you feel like through the recruiting class, whether it be high school or the portal, do you feel like that the progression has been where you want it to be? Like this is the group that understand the culture and the mindset that you want to have in the program?
Yes, we feel it is. Obviously, first year you won 1 conference game. Last year you won 2. So this is year 3. And as far as academically, what we've been able to do, 5 semesters, over 3.0 GPA. In the last semester, it was 3.21, the highest in the history. So the expectation has been set academically. Now we're trying to set it on the football field. We got guys going in and out the program, and that's fine. We don't have a problem with that. We want guys that want to be here. And so what we've been able to do is through high school, signing guys, and through the transfer portal, we've added some really good pieces. And these guys have been there. Trey's the only guy in his class. 27 guys signed. He's the only one left. All right, he's graduating in finance in the spring. Jeremiah's graduating in the fall. We got him from a D2 school. So we're adding the right pieces. These guys are tough as nails. They're smart as a whip, and they're spiritually set. And so, man, we're on the right track. And so we're excited about this season.
That's good, Doc.
Yeah, let me get to the players. But as I get to the players, coaches all the time, or oftentimes, I should say, speak about all 3 phases of the game, right? Offense, defense, and special teams. But you showed up and put action to that statement in terms of bringing a special teams player to this event. So I'm excited about that. So I want to talk a little bit about Trey. Why did you see it as so important that he represents one of the 2 guys that you're able to bring here to Birmingham?
Because this university means the world to this young man. The university believed in him, but he also believed in the university. And even when he wasn't a starter, you wouldn't know he wasn't a starter. Like, he'll do whatever he needs to do for his teammates, but he's just a great person. And he always has a smile on his face, and he'll have suggestions for you. I mean, it's unbelievable, and he deserved to be here. We didn't bring him here because we felt sorry for him. I brought him here because he deserved to be here. And a lot of people, y'all would bring the quarterback. I want to bring the DB or the receiver. He deserves to be here. And I'm glad he got his shine today because he's the only specialist in the building.
Yes, sir. I told you. That's why I brought it up. Right? Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to hear that from your coach?
It's special. It means the world to me. When I was brought in, Coach Gamble and Coach Nord were the ones that brought me in. And when Coach Hampton got the job in January, I'll never forget that first team meeting. I was ready to run through a brick wall right there. And just having Coach Hampton and Coach Manley believe in me, they put me in positions to be successful. And it's just means the absolute world to me to represent UAPB.
I see it and I hear it in your voice. I appreciate that
Yes,
straightforwardness. But with that being said, let me ask you a follow-up question in terms of what can we expect from your perspective of what you've seen during the off season from this football team coming up this fall season?
We're going to compete. It's a special group. And in my opinion, the 3 years that I've been here, I feel like this is the closest together we've been. Everybody shows up on time. Everybody goes to work. We call it a lunch pail group. You pick it up and you go to work every single day. And, the coaches believe in us. We believe in Coach Hamp, his vision for this school, and we're going to get it done this year.
Coach, going back to you to talk about Jeremiah, also another part of that we hear all the time about the importance of the trenches.
Yeah.
Well, you showed up again and showed out. You brought an offensive lineman, a good one at that, Jeremiah. Talk a little bit about Jeremiah, why he's special to this program.
Well, I mean, obviously, Jeremiah was a guy, we signed him after my first year. He was just a hardworking kid. He was always lifting weights, and you watched him on film. He was a D2 player, but he was better than a D2 player. He believed in himself, and so he came to us sight unseen. And when he got to us, he was the first one in the weight room. He'd almost close the weight room down and then try to find a way to sneak back in. And so last night he went and got a workout in, but this is who he is, right? And he's finna graduate in the fall. Trey's graduating in the spring. Like, these two guys are outstanding men, number one. And so I love being around them. They pick their teammates up, and you wouldn't know if they were having a bad day. You wouldn't know if us three was ever having a bad day, because we're always going to be smiling. These two are even keel. I'm a little more jokey. But at the end of the day, we love what we do. We believe in each other. We believe in our team. And it's us versus them. And so we love that mentality. Like, they picked us last. We love it. We don't got a problem with that, because you played us last year in the West. We had a chance to win every game in the West. So every team they already know what it is. Right. And so what we're doing is we're creating that bond, that brotherhood, and we're going to stick together, and we're going to pull out them wins this year.
Before I pass it back to Brian, I'm going to go to you, Jeremiah. You heard it.
Oh, yeah.
And let me first say, y'all look clean. I like to think myself, high standards, but y'all do well for yourself.
I think you like the colors there, Doc. I think you like the black and gold. You like the black and gold.
Really the touch. I'm kind of like, okay, be careful. With that being said, Jeremiah, talk about your perspective. What do you want to see from particularly the offensive side of the ball? I asked the overall team, but I want to get a little further into it. What do you want to see your teammates develop this season in terms of what it looks like coming to fruition?
Yeah, so what I look forward to is developing that fourth quarter mindset, because, games are won in the fourth quarter. And, Coach talks about finishing, and there's no way to finish unless you finish in the fourth quarter. So right now, as we're speaking, my guys are probably out there working right now, developing that fourth quarter mindset, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, they have your mindset. You out here in Birmingham, everybody else have fun. You go work out.
Oh, yeah.
I did get one this morning. I'm trying to catch up.
Your little pump, little sparring session in, man.
So send me an email with the directions of what I need to do.
He will.
Next year, watch out. Go ahead, Brian.
Coach, let me ask you, with the every school within the SWAC opted into the house settlement, which is major. We heard from Dr. McClellan and what that means for everybody. But from a football perspective, it gives every school and every team an opportunity to field a roster of up to 105. Yep. Not necessarily scholarships, but 105. What is your plans, or UAPB's plans, in terms of your roster construction? Do you feel like you're going to look to try to fill the entire 105 available? Of course, I'm not talking scholarships, because I know that takes money. I understand that. But in terms of filling out a roster, do you have plans to use every possible roster spot, or is that something a work in progress still?
No. I mean, right now we have 98 guys. So
wow, okay.
like we're trying to get 105. I mean, if 7 offensive linemen, okay, send them our way. We'll take 4 offensive linemen, 3 D linemen. No, but that's the whole goal, right? You want to have as many guys on your team. You want to have a pipeline of guys that's ready. It took me, I redshirted my first year in college. The next year, all I did was run down on kickoff. And then my third year, I started out on kickoff again, and somebody got hurt. I got in the game. So as long as we can create opportunities for young men to be able to play the game that they love, why not? And then by everybody opting in, I mean, I think it's awesome. It gives more kids an opportunity to earn money, right? That's what it's about. And this is a game that we grew up playing. You didn't think you were going to do it for money. I'm faster than you. I'm going to outrun you. And so now with the revenue sharing, it's just so much that's available to all these guys. And that's why I wanted to bring these 2 guys. I said, man, show your personality. Yeah. Get out in front of the people, man. Right. You never know who's watching. Yeah. He's the only specialist here. Man, tweet that, write that. That's big time. My guy, he deserves this. This guy here, hey, he loves lifting weights. He eat weights. All right, you need somebody? Hey, represent my man, NIL.
There we go.
I love that. You got to promote that. I mean, look, yes. in the Arkansas Pine Bluff area, yes. Look, there's opportunities for these young men as well as many others. As it relates to roster construction and things go on with the guys for this upcoming season, do you feel like you have filled all the spots that you needed to fill? I mean, you start thinking about, okay, what are we going to do at QB1, which I know everybody who's a Golden Lion fan, they want to know what's it going to look like this year. What is the depth and how many camp battles are you looking for this fall when fall camp opens?
All right, every position is up for grab. They know it. We talk about it, right? You want to have a competitive environment, all right? Trey knows he's the first one going to get the first kick, right? Because he's earned that. But every day he got to continue to earn that. Jeremiah knows he's going to be the first person to go out there to guard or tackle, all right? But guess what? We signed other guys to make him better. And as long as you continue to add guys that push the other guys, you push the program forward. And so that's where we at. We have an organizational chart. Now, as coaches, in your mind, you saying, hey, this guy should be the guy. But at the end of the day, he has to perform every day. And that's why it's called a job. Okay, it's a job interview every single day for us to go out there and show who we are and our abilities. Nobody's going to outwork Trey. Nobody's going to outwork Jeremiah. And I know when the smoke is settled, these two guys will probably be the number one guy at their position, or whoever beats them. Well, they've really worked really hard.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking time, and especially here at the end of the day where you know people are starting to wrap up. It means a lot that you would take time to hang around and come talk to us. And definitely Jeremiah and Trey, good luck and best of health to you guys this season. Why don't you guys go ahead and give your social media handles? Like I said, that way if you get an opportunity, if you see these young men, you get an opportunity to support them in some way, reach out. Let them know how they can reach you.
My Instagram is Sung Jin Zen, SUNG_JINZEN.
Say one more time.
Sung Jin Zen, SUNG_JINZEN.
Follow me on Instagram, Kicker for Heisman. That's Kicker, the number 4, and then Heisman.
You can't forget that. I love that.
Kicker for Heisman.
Love it.
I love that. All right. Again, best of luck, Coach, to you and the Golden Lions this year. We'll be back in just a moment right here from the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day. Doc, is it just me, or do you want to get in on this?
I got to get out of here.
Okay. How do you want to set up? So it's just going to be me and the guy.
See, I told you. I told you, B. Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
How do you want to set this up? All right, let's see. Coach Cozy, I'm going to have you right here. Let's see, Ashton right here. Davion right here.
It's still shit. Appreciate it. Oh, so I feel you.
Yeah, you can adjust it however you need to in the ends. Am I on this end? Okay. Well, I was just helping with the mics.
Well, here, Brian, come back over here. You are there.
You want this one closer to the coach, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think that's how it's done it. Yeah, you got a 5, 3, and 1.
I don't have one yet. That's why I'm asking one go.
Yeah, one on the coach. Yeah, one on coach.
Yeah, I need that light though. I need that light. Right here. Come on, my bad. My bad.
I just turned it towards you. You lead in?
That's Tuskegee right. That's a Tuskegee right there, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You see that?
Oh, nice.
Been to the shed?
We had a walk through there before we played Troy. When we played Troy?
That was Troy.
Yeah, we had a walk through there, so got a chance to see their field.
Welcome back to the BCSN Game Time coverage of the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day. And we have saved the best group for last. None other than representing the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. We have head coach James Colsey in the middle. Joining me to my left is first team preseason all SWAC and All-American FCS, Ashton Grable. And down on the end next to Roy Evans is first team preseason all SWAC defense, Davion Westmoreland. Rattlers, welcome, and thank you for taking time to come talk to us. How's everybody doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
We're gonna need somebody to help us with the checkout. Somebody, we overstayed our welcome. So
oh yeah,
well, you know that's what Rattlers do. We sometimes can do that. We'll find a way. Somebody will take care.
Appreciate it.
Coach, let's start with you. Wow, year number 2 for you, and what a year ago. From the past, 365 days.
Yep.
What has the experience been like for you being the head coach of Florida A&M? And you think about year 1, what have you learned about yourself outside of the just experience?
Well, I think, you think back to January 1st, 2024, we were in a transition, right? Didn't necessarily know where we were going to go, who was going to be here, who wasn't going to be here. And then now you look at January 1st of 2025, the mission is clear. We know exactly what we needed to take care of. We needed to make sure we took care of stuff during the offseason. We knew exactly what we needed to do in comparable to last year. I think, with our guys during the spring, being able to go through our mat drills, being able to lift, being able to go through spring practice, being able to go through OTAs and install with everybody being on the same page, that's definitely a lot different than it was last year.
And I'll come to the guys here for a second. I want you to take a second and talk about these 2 young men because, of course, as we've been doing this over the last 4 years, I think this is the first time that we have brought interior linemen to the SWAC Football Media Day, and none better than these 2 young men. So I'd like for you to kind of talk about Ashton and Davion, Coach, and just kind of not just why you brought them, but what they mean to this team going into this fall.
Well, I think, there wasn't really a message to be sent. Now, these are just 2 guys I really felt deserved to come. Obviously, Ashton being a 2-time all-conference player and, on a couple of All-American lists last year, and Davion Westmoreland, who should have been all-conference last year, but
yes,
ultimately was voted to be the preseason. But I think it just says a lot about our team, right? I think that, we got skill positions across the board. Our receivers, our DBs, our running backs. And that's kind of the way it is across the conference, right? But to win this conference, to be the SWAC champion, you got to be great at the offensive line and the defensive line. And these are 2 guys that are the leaders of those groups. And if we want to get to where we need to be, these 2 guys not only need to be all conference, but also need to be all American for us to be able to hoist that SWAC championship trophy and have the opportunity to play in the Celebration Bowl.
Right. Go ahead, Ray.
Coach, I'm going to jump in and ask a quick question. I'd read somewhere that you guys had the number 1 transfer recruiting class or something in the portal. But what I want to know more so as it relates to that, how are you in getting those guys ingrained into what you want to do is creating your system in the culture at FAMU that you want to? You just talked about that now being in your second year.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that our guys, our current players, do a great job of recruiting the guys that come in. You know, they talk about how happy they are, the things that we can do for them, and how we can help them reach the goals that they need to get to. You know, but I mean, we talk about the portal, but our team is, because of the 30 seniors that we have, and we're 20 of those 30 seniors are guys that are returning players, right? I think that says a lot about what we're doing. And don't get me wrong, you know, we're not perfect in every single thing that we do, but I think the guys really, really enjoy themselves while they're here, which is the most important thing for me.
Ashton, let me come to you. You've obviously earned the accolades based on the performance on the field. So obviously, no surprise getting the preseason honors. But what is it you want to do? What do you want this offensive line, this offensive unit, to be able to achieve this year? And I don't know if this is your final year eligibility. Okay, so in this final year eligibility, what is it you want this offensive line, this group, to be able to achieve this season?
I want us to be the best unit we can be. We have enough talent, enough size, enough athletes to have the best unit in the conference. And me personally, I feel like if we don't achieve that, we are leaving a lot on the table. We got guys like Charles Davis coming back. He's an all-conference guy. We got guys like Ricky Taylor. He's going to be a center. He's going to be an all-conference guy. We got guys like Elijah Fleet. He's going to step in. He's going to be an all-conference guy. So I feel like if we don't have the best running game, if we don't give it the least amount of sacks, we are definitely not living up to our full potential. So that's one thing I'm really on those guys about, like working out hard, doing the extra things, staying on top of your diet, stuff like that. Yes, sir.
And through your years at FAMU and with this team, you've seen the transition of a large returning group,
yes, sir,
and then sort of a reload with a lot of new transfers. And so, what has this season been like in terms of getting guys on the same page and understanding how things need to be done in order to experience the type of success that you've experienced as a SWAC champion?
It's been easier this year because, like Coach said, we have 20 seniors coming back. So, like, we have more guys that can police the younger guys and the transfers to come in. And good thing about all the transfers that's coming in, those guys are willing and eager to learn. They're not trying to come in and do their own thing. Those guys are coming us, pulling us to the side, trying to see how we run things, what we stand for, the do's and the don'ts. So I feel like we're definitely heading in the right direction.
Nice. Well, let me come down you to Davion. Now, when you came to FAMU last year as part of that dark cloud defense, you heard all about it. You knew what it's all about. And we had a chance to talk during the year. As the season progressed, and now you go into this season, what is your mindset in how we can get that defensive unit, and especially the defensive line, to that standard that when you came to FAMU that was there?
Well, you know, I really want everyone who we face to feel our presence. You know, apply a lot of pressure to every team that we face. I felt like we didn't hold up to the standard last year, and this year will be a big difference.
Go ahead, Roy.
So guys, I want to ask you something. This is a little personal. Now, this is your last
Yes,
year of eligibility, and
Also my last
also
year,
your
too.
last year. What are some personal goals that you guys have set for yourselves in your final season of playing?
Me personally, I mean, I have aspirations of going to the NFL, but right now I'm just trying to get us back to the Celebration Bowl. That feeling I felt in 2023, holding that championship up, it's indescribable. I want everybody to feel it. I want Davion to feel it. I want Coach to feel it as a head coach. I want guys who just came in this year to feel it. So whatever I can do, if Coach say go to receiver, if I gotta go to
that ain't.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Whatever I gotta do.
Don't give away our trick play.
I know. I'm just saying. Whatever I gotta do from a leadership standpoint, being a senior, playing multiple positions, whatever I gotta do to help us get back to that, that's my whole focus right now. There you go.
You know, I really just been focusing on improving my pass rush, just being a consistent force coming off the edge, and also being a better team leader and help my team have the #1 defense in the conference.
Okay.
Can I jump in, because you mentioned NFL aspirations, and I know I talked to both of you guys about having those aspirations. One of the things that the SWAC did yesterday was you guys had a chance to hear from the NFL regarding that. If you would take a second and talk about what that opportunity to hear what it's going to take and what that transition looks like. Talk a little about what you learned and where you feel like you need to be or where you need to get to in order to realize that dream after the season is finished.
Yes, sir. So yesterday after that meeting, I learned a lot because a lot of those people who's on the panel, they play in the NFL or they got ties to the NFL, and their whole thing now is just trying to help guys like me and Davion at HBCUs to get to the NFL. So they were just telling us the do's and the don'ts, how to sell ourselves, how to carry ourselves. If we get an invite to any combine, any camp, anything after the season, do every drill. Don't sit out. Don't try to opt out of anything. Take advantage of all your opportunities that come to your way. Yes, sir.
Davion, you want to add?
Just like he said, they was basically giving us the answer to the test. Just go out there and give it your all, man. Don't take nothing for granted.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Coach, I would be in trouble with Rattler Nation if I don't ask you some question related to what QB1 is going to look like in the fall. I know you don't want me to ask it, but I have to ask it. Journalism, all that good stuff. So what can you tell us? You got a great room of young men that have some played in the spring, some have transferred in. What can you share with us about the decision and the process that you're going through, you and Coach Burris?
Well, we were in a similar situation last year, right? Trying to figure out who was going to replace Musa, and I think we did a pretty good job with Daniel Richardson. And yes, we're now in a similar situation. I think we're, after the spring, before the spring, we brought in Tyler Jefferson, who I thought did a very, very good job during the spring. But if you guys remember during the year, we lost D. Rich against Prairie View and didn't necessarily have the necessary backup. So I think for us was making sure we had to have the adequate depth at that position, and then got a chance to bring in two other guys that one, R.J. Johnson coming from Toledo, and then Jet Petty, who was an All-American at the junior college level. So, we understand the position that we have, right? Being the quarterback at Florida A&M is the second most important position, minus who the president is at the university, right? So,
yes, sir.
So it's a big role. Yes, I'm gonna tell my team, man, we gotta run the ball and we gotta stop the run, but there's going to be certain times during the game where that quarterback's got to be able to make the throw to get us over the hump. So, I will say this, we'll more than likely make a decision a lot earlier than we may have done last year. But, these guys can tell you, man, OTAs, we got a different quarterback working every series, and we're trying to find out who that guy's going to be. And hopefully, we make the right decision. But we definitely have some guys that have the ability to play the position, but they got to take care of the football, got to be able to run the offense, get the big boys lined up, and make sure that they're one of our team leaders of our football team.
Ashton, hold on a second. No, nobody's listening. Can you give us any insight?
I make the offensive linemen practice with blindfolds. They don't know what quarterback's back there.
I'm going to ask about the running game, and we know Thad Franklin also part of the first team. Talk a little bit about that and the rest of those guys that you're blocking for.
Yes, sir. I love blocking for guys like Thad Franklin and Bo Somerset, and we got new running back Jamal Haley from Central Michigan. Those guys are great, tough runners. They're very elusive, quick. They can make people miss in the open field. So I feel like we just create lanes for them. They'll make some happen. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Nice,
yes,
nice. Go ahead, Roy.
So again, mine's kind of getting a little bit on the surface, but I love your answers, both of you guys, that you did to my last question. What do you feel that FAMU football team has to do? If I'm not mistaken, that dark cloud defense name was something. Did you guys come out of it? That came?
No, we didn't start that. It was there. Somebody,
okay.
But it's there. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
I know that, so I know it picked up steam and everything. But you being here, you get to see some of your competition. You get to meet them. You talk to them, see what's going on. What do you think that you and your teammates have to do?
Personally, just don't get complacent. I feel like 2024, we got very complacent because we won the national championship the year before. So I feel like we just was like, we were full, we were satisfied. So I feel like we get back hungry and go ready to hunt. We'll get back to it. We'll bring a ring back to Tallahassee. So that's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, same with him. I feel like we got complacent also last year, and I feel like we just got to continue to stay humble, keep our head down, just continue to work.
Definitely.
Coach, you got some good ones. When they say that, that's the part you want them. You want them hungry. When you get, but the saying, one of the sayings I like, pigs, but the hogs go to the slaughter, pigs get fed.
That might be some South Georgia stuff. That we
It is. It's some Georgia stuff.
Where you from, Coach? That was a South Florida thing. He's from where you from? South Florida. You never heard that.
That must be Fort Lauderdale or Boca Raton.
Coach, it ain't a Florida thing.
Definitely not Miami. I don't know what that is.
It's not a Florida
Pig
thing.
slaughter and hogs.
Oh my goodness. Hey, again, Coach Ashton, Davion, I really appreciate you guys taking time here. As it means a lot to me, the network, and everybody who's watching. I mean, because a lot of people are clearing out. You guys stuck around to come talk to us.
We got to do that now. We got to do that.
I don't take it for granted.
No,
it's much appreciated. I'm sure we'll talk later down the road. Any final questions there, Roy? Or final
I was
comments?
going to close it out.
Okay.
You finish your
that's it. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and doing what you do with us today. SWAC Media Day is the kickoff of our season. It's our preseason game, getting ready to do some things. We will see the Rattlers down
Orange
Blossom Classic. So we'll be down there with the Game Time show. See you guys in Miami getting the season kicked off. Also, don't forget to look for us at the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Didn't get a chance to talk to John Grant. This is the first year that we've done this that John Grant didn't get on the air with us.
No, I think he knows that we're going to the press conference tomorrow, so I think he's kind of like, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Safe travels, guys. Safe travels.
So what we're going to do again, Kim, go ahead and cue the intro up. We're going to run that out of here. But we would be remiss as Rattlers if we didn't end this the way the Rattlers end things, because we're going to strike, and strike again.
There you go, my man.
We'll see you next time right here on the BCSN Game Time show.
Appreciate you guys.
Are you a Jackson General? When did he leave? Oh, man. I left Miami. Here we go. Y'all gonna be doing that during homecoming this year?
But was Caldwell there when you left? Was Caldwell there when you left?
Yeah, Coach was there one day. He definitely was still there. All right. Let's see my first time out there. Yeah, I mean. Safe travels. See you guys. Safe travels. You got over 10 minutes.